Hello. What's up? Hot, 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 hot. That is extra hot. My tea's usually hot, but not that hot. Ouch. All right, where are we? Tsukihime. What a start. What a start. All right. What day is this? I don't remember. 4? 3? It's 3 or 4. I did not make it through 3 days last week. I wake to see a dull gray morning light. It's quiet. Even the pitter-patter of the rain is nowhere to be heard. Load? Okay, it's day 4. It's day 4. The sky is still blanketed in clouds despite the rain having ceased. Oh. Oh. After taking one last deep breath, I heaved myself off the bed. I could barely sleep last night. Whenever I thought I might drift off, the scene I witnessed would play out in the back of my mind. A floor dyed red, covered in scattered pieces of... At times like this, possessing memories or clarity of thought can really be a pain. Trust me, you have no idea. Just when you've got something you'd like to forget, your mind drags you back to relive the experience all over again. This is ridiculous. It was all just a bad dream. I shouldn't be haunted by nightmares when I'm awake. I don't know. I've had some fucked up nightmares, and I don't dream very often. Okay, this needs some flavor. This needs some fucking flavor. Note to self, get some more. Bing bong! I don't know what happened with that tea. That was in there for a good several minutes, and it is bland as... It tastes like water. So we're changing the flavor. Exactly. It was all just a dream. I'd like my brain to hurry and forget about it already. There was a knock at the door. The clock tells me it's just before 6 a.m. He's up on time. He's learning. I still want to slap the sister. Who'd come knocking this early in the morning? How about the maid? Please excuse me. Master Shiki. My apologies. I wasn't aware you'd had awoken. Well, he kind of spent a lot of yesterday sleeping. It's fine, really. Sorry if I startled you. I went to bed early last night, so I woke up a bit earlier than usual. What about you, though? What brings you here so early? Hisui falls silent and gives me a hesitant look. Upon closer inspection, I realize she's cradling my freshly laundered clothing for the day. Did you come to bring me my school uniform? Indeed. Allow me to apologize again. You saw something unbecoming. Honey, that is not unbecoming. That is the least bit unbecoming. I eye Hisui quizzically. Hisui stays silent. I don't recall seeing anything I describe as unbecoming, but I decide not to push them out. No, we're going to ask questions. Can you just put the clothes over there, then? I'll head right to the parlor after I change. Understood. Please excuse me. Hisui quietly... Something is on my face. I need to go to the restroom and figure out what is on my face. on my face, Anu. You were on my face. But stops just short of it. She swiftly turns to face me again. Master Shiki, since you're up early, would you like me to draw you a bath? This early in the morning? Yes! Absolutely! Yes, you are awfully dirty. Would you not prefer to wash your body before leaving for school? Absolutely would. Now that she mentions it, I am a mess. Which isn't much of a surprise considering I passed out in the middle of a park yesterday. You're right. Sorry for the inconvenience, but could you prepare a bath for me? If I jump in this early, I should still have plenty of time to get ready for school. Understood. The bath will be ready for you in 20 minutes. It takes you 20 minutes to draw a bath? No, filling up a tub it's 99% filling up a fucking tub. Hisui places the uniform down, then leaves the room. It's only 6 a.m. With nothing else to do, I spend 20 minutes idly staring at the ceiling. How about some homework? I bet you didn't do your homework yesterday. We're just gonna have that on standby after last episode. The thoughts throbbing at the back of my mind are washed away by the water. Seated beside the bathtub, I upend the bucket over my head and take a deep breath as the chilly water soaks through my hair. That was such a horrible dream. Why would I even dream about murdering some woman I've never seen before? If I'm greeted by these sorts of dreams purely because I'm unaccustomed to living in the mansion, then I'm dreading what else is to come. I really need to pull myself together. I run the cool water over my head one more time, rubbing and cleaning every part of my body. Ouch. Ouch. My towel just barely grazes my throat before a stinging pain hits me. What is this? I look at my neck in the mirror. Gross. My throat looks red and swollen. I return to my room and change into my uniform. It's only a little past 7 a.m. Still bewildered at how a simple bath could make me feel so much better, I grab my bag and leave the room. Good morning, Shiki. You're up early today. Kohaku steps out of the parlor just as I come down the stairs. You look refreshed. Did you just get out of the bath? I did, actually. I'm impressed you could tell. It wasn't too hard. Your hair's still wet. You're even more adorable when you're fresh out of the bath. I have to avert my gaze from her light-hearted smile. It is kind of sweet. I'm not going to argue with that. As I am now, her pure, innocent expression does nothing but make my chest ache. Just wait a moment. I'll have your breakfast ready soon. Huh? Breakfast? Something edible? Even that word is enough to make me recall the color of blood. What are you doing, young lady? Though the thought leaves me with even less of an appetite than usual. Oop. How about I prepare a Western-style breakfast today? Oh, sure. I'd be happy with whatever you serve me. Right, breakfast. I guess the bath felt so good I'd forgotten all about it. Really? You didn't eat dinner yesterday, so Hisui and I were wondering whether the growling of your stomach had woken you. Nah, I just slept for too long, that's all. Don't worry. I've had a small appetite ever since I was a kid. It's nothing unusual for me to skip a meal or two. Oh, now you mention it, You look rather are you actually a vegetarian or something like that? It's not like I go out of my way to be one, but I guess I did pretty much stick to vegetables when I lived with the Arimas. When I was discharged from the hospital, the doctor told me to avoid anything that's hard on the digestive system, but I think I would have avoided meat even if he hadn't told me to. One way or another, meat just reminds me of death. Young lady, what are you doing? What is your problem? You've been sitting there meowing for 15 minutes. Or something like that. So you really are picky about food. That'll make preparing your meals easier. I'll whip you up something, so please take a seat in the parlor. Kohaku quickly turns to leave, but I stop her, feeling like I won't be able to pass anything through my throat as things are now. Don't worry about making me anything. I'm going to skip breakfast today and go straight to school. Tell Akiha from me, would you? I turn and head for the front door, but as soon as I do, a firm pair of hands grips my arm. Shiki! I wasn't expecting that. Kohaku looks angrier than I've ever seen her before. You have gone now without 2 meals. Of course the maid is upset with you. What are you saying? Have you seen yourself in the mirror today? I think I had a look when I was taking a bath. No way! If you had even one peek at yourself, you wouldn't be saying such things. Kohaku is seriously mad. Now that I think about it, when I glanced at myself in the mirror earlier, I did just look a little pale. I was ashen white. Hey, you don't have to worry too much about that. I'm naturally pale, so my complexion just looks worse when compared to other people. That's no excuse. You never grow big and healthy skipping breakfast. If you don't have an appetite, then I'll just make you something that's light on the stomach. So please go to the dining room. Still clenching my arm, Kohaku drags me into the dining room. I guess there's no fighting it. Clearly not. The maid's gonna win. I don't want to fight her either. I don't think I could fight a face that cute. I still don't really feel like having breakfast, but if Kohaku is this insistent, then I have no other choice. Hisui's in the corner. Good morning, Shiki. Are you feeling better today? I can't say for certain, but Akiha sounds a little reserved just then. And for some reason, I want to smack her especially hard, because for some reason that "do you feel better" has an undertone of superiority and, bitch, you fucked up again last night. Do I need to take away your allowance again? I'd wager that her concern for my well-being might be overriding her usual firmness. Nope! Morning. I guess I'm okay. All things considered. I take my seat at the table. I'll go and prepare a few dishes that are easy to digest. Please wait a moment. Kohaku leaves the room in a flurry. She's probably headed for the kitchen in the mansion's west wing. Which leaves me alone with the 2 others in the dining room, the unusually restrained Akiha and Hisui, who has taken up her spot against the wall. It's incredibly awkward to say the least. Shiki, I'd like to ask you about yesterday. Is it true you fainted in the park? Yeah, I don't really remember all that much about it. But that's what Kohaku and Hisui told me, so I must have. I guess. Oh, honestly, don't talk about it like it's somebody else's problem. You know full well that you have a weak constitution. If you ever feel ill, you ought to contact the mansion at once. We'll send someone to pick you up from the school. What am I, in elementary school? I can at least figure out how to get home when I don't feel well, so that won't be necessary. I want to argue with both of them right now. It's like, yes, he's a grown-ass man. He can do it himself, but at the same time, you did just kind of faint in the park yesterday. So you don't really have a leg to stand on. Yet, you didn't make it home on your own. So then, by your own admission, that makes you a little more than a child. Yesterday was an exception. It rarely ever gets that bad. It's not like my body is actually weak, it's just the chronic anemia. There's no reason for you to be fussing over me. Yesterday was a matter of just dead-ass poor timing. Dead? Do you even listen to yourself when you speak? We're talking about your body here. What am I to do if my own brother drops dead on his way back home? This girl does not make sense. This is the one time I don't want to smack her right now because, like, it actually makes sense. It's a sense of compassion. Akiha is seriously mad. I'm a little surprised that she cares this deeply. As am I, honestly. Because every time she opens her mouth, I want to smack her. Your behavior is much too thoughtless. So please, take care of yourself a little better. It's not like I don't already do that, you know. I don't join in on any sports, and I do everything the doctor tells me to do. What more can I even do to take care of myself short of getting admitted to a full-time care facility? Get admitted to a full-time care facility. You're basically in one considering you have 2 maids. Honestly, you're probably more pampered than a full-time care facility. A lot of full-time care facilities are poorly staffed. You're probably getting treated better. Honestly, I'd be tempted to arrange it if I could. I'd buy a facility on some isolated island and put you there till you learn to reflect on your behavior. Despite her pouty, averted gaze, Akiha says something truly frightening in a completely casual tone. Alright. Lana, it's time to start the smackings. You got 5. Scary part of all of this is that for her, what she's talking about isn't out of the question. Yeah, she actually would probably, now that I think about it. I'll let it slide this once, since the whole affair resolved itself without any further issues. But I won't look so kindly on you next time. Do you hear? After giving me a piece of her mind, Akiha's temper seems to cool a little. Throughout the entire exchange, Hisui watches us like a statue. And she's trying not to laugh. This awkward silence is just the worst. There's still some time before Kohaku returns with my breakfast. Until then, That one's probably the least likely to get me killed. Asking about Kohaku might get Akiha to just stab me. I wouldn't put it past her at this point. Hey, Akiha, what's the deal with the mansion these days? What do you mean? If you're asking about ownership, I'm set to inherit the mansion in due time. Does that mean the Tono family assets are being kept under guardianship until Akiha is of legal age? Well, that kind of stuff doesn't really have anything to do with me, so there's no need for me to dwell on it. Oh, I was asking more about the building itself. At the moment, it's just you, me, Kohaku, and Hisui living right here. I was wondering what rooms are in use at the moment, and what they're used for, that kind of stuff. Broadly speaking, all the rooms except for the ones occupied by us have been locked. Anyone know how to pick a lock? You have the room at the southmost point of the west wing, 2nd floor. Can we just discuss the impracticality of this for a moment? You call it a mansion, it's 2 stories, but yet it is extremely wide. Okay, technically 3, because there's the attic. I expected bigger every time. I always imagine bigger. God, the people who designed these houses in the Nasu universe really need to understand what rich looks like. First, there's one fucking bathroom. Shirtless Sojiro. Bad fanfic. And now it's a 3-story, including the attic, mansion. And for some reason, it's obnoxiously wide. I'm occupying a room at the north side of the East Wing's 2nd floor. Hisui has the central room on the West Wing's 2nd floor. Finally, Kohaku has her room at the northern end of the West Wing's 1st floor. The recreation room and guest rooms on the 2nd floor are currently locked, but they can be opened if you ever have a friend over. As for Father's study, there are still some important documents within, so it's locked up tight. Please keep in mind that the study is strictly off-limits even to you. Got it. Sounds like we're mostly using the West Wing then. Between the office and your room, the East Wing sounds kind of... dull? Like a scary place where common folks should not venture. Shiki? Well, if I had to describe it, the East Wing feels like some kind of upscale venue where you have to make an appointment to even be allowed to enter. I'm not sure I appreciate your phrasing, but I suppose such an assessment isn't entirely off. As for the rest... yes, the annex and the botanical garden were open when you last stayed here, but they're presently closed as well. There won't be anyone to maintain them for the time being. The annex is normally reserved for out-of-town guests, while I believe the botanical garden was built by Maki Hisa when he was still a student. Before he took over as head of the family, Maki Hisa Tono deeply invested himself in thermometology, the science of breeding flora and fauna. The botanical garden is a relic of that time. So most of the outside facilities are closed, huh? What about the pool? The pool is an exception. We've closed it for now that it's autumn, but when the season comes, we'll have one of the tradesmen visit to open it up again. That's a relief. I was never able to use the pool when I was a kid, so I'll be making full use of it when summer vacation rolls around next year. She is absolutely going to make your ass go through summer school. There's no debates. I'm 100% confident your ass is going to be in summer school when summer vacation rolls around. I'm back with breakfast. Rice porridge with plum shiso and eggs. All ready to serve. You had me in the second half. Kohaku cheerfully pushes the food cart into the room. Guess that's all the time we have for talk today. I better chow down quick if I want to make it to school in time. Please, you ought to refrain from using such coarse language in the future. Aw, you're back to scolding me again? I liked it better when you were all worried about me. Minutes. I'm asking for 5 minutes. I'd also like you to refrain from spouting such nonsense, whether you think so or not. I was never worried in the slightest. Bullshit! Bullshit! That is a grade A bullshit lie. My bullshit meter just hit 10. Even I went, oh, she does give a shit. Why does she give a shit? This isn't the Akiha I know and hate. Akiha turns away from me with a huff. I give Kohaku a fond smile, and I pull the bowl of porridge closer and take a spoonful. Nothing. Just the sound of people eating. That is a beautiful shot. I don't care what you say. That is a beautiful fucking... Give me that shot. Moments of soft world building is just wonderful. Have a good day, Master Shiki. I did that with Kohaku when she was Hisui. Why did you put that first? Hisui accompanies me to the main gate as usual. Honestly, I should have known better. It's day 3. I should have predicted that. That's on me. I fucked up. However, I notice her hesitant stare. I watch as she takes a short breath like she's struggling to find the right words. How old is this girl? Master Shiki, might I ask what happened last night? It was nothing, really. I felt a little unwell at school yesterday, so I left early, and then on my way home, I dropped by the park to catch my breath. But I guess Akiha was right that I took the situation too lightly. I'll be more careful from now on. I think she's talking about the question of blood that you asked last night. I don't mean to suggest you have done something wrong. It's just you seem to be under some great strain in this morning. Please take care on your way to school. File her under characters I like. It must have been hard for her to confront me like this. She sees me off with a deep bow. Honestly, so far, she is kind of the best character. Why do side characters always seem more interesting than main characters? Give me that girl. Give me fucking Akiha. More and more schools' uniforms dot the streets as I get closer to school. It's 7:45. Everyone's ambling along, probably because there's still plenty of time left till homeroom. My pace is just as leisurely as that of the other students. I don't have to worry about being late. In fact, I don't have to care in the world. I start my day like any other. The school gates are just on the other side of this crossing. The light turns red, so I stop at the curb. I came to see the school's perimeter wall across the street. Protected by the guardrails lining the sidewalk, a steady stream of students heads for the gates. There's no one here but Soya High students at this time of day. Or at least there shouldn't be. And yet, through the rush of passing cars, I catch a glimpse of white. The fuck? I thought we ended her. What the fuck? It's her. Ethereal. White. Undeniable. Golden hair shimmering like the sun. Long, thin eyebrows framing crimson eyes. Though I've only ever seen her once before, I could never mistake her. But this isn't possible. Yesterday, I cut her to pieces with my own hands. No, that can't be. That was all just a terrible dream. Hisui, Akiha, and Kohaku told me. Nothing of the sort. That's simply what I wanted to believe. But it wasn't a dream, it wasn't a hallucination, it was all real. I killed her. I killed her. I killed her. I without question killed her. But if I did, then why? Why is she here? Right here, right in front of my eyes. The traffic light turns green. The students surrounding me start to cross the street. I'm the only one who hangs behind, standing motionless on my side of the road. She sits there on the guardrails, casually swinging her legs back and forth. It almost seems like she's waiting for something. Or someone. I have no way of telling how long she's been waiting, but her expression is relaxed and unassuming. Is she really waiting for someone? Her restless movements, betray a nervous excitement, as if she were waiting on a lover. Hold on. She's waiting. Who is she waiting for? Isn't it obvious? Isn't it incredibly obvious? It is. Yes. Thank you. I'd do the same thing. Anyone would. If I were killed by someone, if I could, I'd go straight after the person who did it. I've got a terrible feeling about this. A chill crawls its way up my back like a centipede. Feels as though my spine wants to burst out through my mouth. The woman in white looks my way. Our eyes meet. We're thinking the same thing. Everything is exactly what I was afraid of. No. This is all just a coincidence. It has to be. There's no reason to feel like this. We've never met. No connection exists between the two of us. She's just a stranger that looks like her. She's got to be waiting for someone else. The only other explanation is that the moment I'm experiencing is a nightmare. If it weren't, then there'd be no way a dead person could be alive and walking around. Not after being dismembered like that. So why is she looking at me with that wicked smile on her face? Okay, that got creepy. Nope! The fucking smile was horrifying. She's ready to fuck us up. We're dead. We are fucking dead. Yep, we are dead. We are dead. Nope. That satisfied grin of someone who just spotted their killer. As if to say, I've been waiting for you. The woman pushes herself off the guardrail and raises her hand in greeting. She lightly brushes her hair back as she turns to face me. What the hell? This is just a bad dream. The traffic light blinks red. Run. Don't come any closer. Don't. The woman waltzes through the oncoming traffic without even flinching once. She's less than 3 meters away now. I don't know whether this is a dream or reality. I told you. Don't come any closer. I shout at her, but it changes nothing. I've got to escape. I have to get away from this woman in white. I run. I run with all my might. That is the smartest thing you've done so far. Just keep it up. Run as fast as you can. Get the fuck out. GTFO. Without a shred of shame of concern. Fucking flies. Pushing and shoving my way through passerbys as my feet strike the pavement. My breath grows ragged, my heart pounds and screams for me to stop. But I can't stop running. My face must look unrecognizable, etched with such exhaustion and pain. My vision gets distorted by the tears stinging my eyes. My throat burns, my lungs squeeze and twist to wring out my breath. I'm shaking uncontrollably. It feels like the tendons of my hands might tear from the convulsions. My feet hit the ground haphazardly, legs moving without the time to think where they land. Each step sends a numbing shock up my thighs. That's fine. Even if my legs tear themselves to shreds, that's fine. Just if I stop running here, I might lose my mind. I look over my shoulder. I can see the woman in white casually coming my way. All doubt vanishes from my mind. She's following me. The woman I killed is following me. That alone is plenty of reason for me to lose my mind. Yeah! Because you fucking killed her last night, and now she's out for revenge. But why the fuck is she alive? This girl is stuck in some time loop or something. My heart feels like it might explode, but I ignore it and keep running. Whenever I look around, there she's still there. I saunter behind me as if she was taking a simple stroll, while I keep fleeing with all my might. I tilt my head to the skies. My arms feel heavy. All sensation has long abandoned my legs. I'm running faster than I ever have in my life, so why can't I shake her? Why can't I outrun her? Leisurely pace. I'm completely out of breath. I don't even know how many kilometers I've run at full speed, and she's still behind me, walking, with all the effort of someone out for a stroll, but she never fails to lag behind, like the image of a ghost seared in my proverbial rear-view mirror. There's nothing funny about the situation, but I can't help but laugh. That's me! That's me! That is me! When I'm terrified, I laugh! A stream of laughter bursts out. I keep running. My body screams that it might collapse and die if I continue, but I still keep running. It's clear why I have to run. The second she catches me, she'll kill me! I don't have any basis for thinking that, but I know better than anyone that I'd be fooling myself if I tried to laugh it off. I don't need reasons or evidence. It's just how the world works to reap what I've sown. You fucked around, and now you found out. An eye for an eye, a life for a life. Since I killed her, she now has the right to kill me. It's as simple as that. It's a simple fact that my life will end the second I get caught. I fall, sprawling pathetically on the ground. I didn't... Holy... My heart is racing. I crawl across the ground to the wall. With my palms against the stone, I will myself to get back up on my feet, but it's no use. The second I lift myself up off the ground, my knees give out, and I fall back down with a thud. I can no longer move my body, not even an inch. I throw my head backwards and wheeze for air. Dude, say your prayers. Get right with God. Because right now you are dead. You are fucked. It hurts. I can't get enough oxygen at all. My brain is starving. I can't think. I can't make sense of what I'm doing. Why am I doing this? Why? How is the woman I killed still alive? I got her down perfectly, thoroughly, in tiny little pieces. I massacred her to the most extreme way possible. So how could she be waiting outside of my school? How could she just sit there and smile at me when I arrived? I killed her. I definitely killed her. That's right. I definitely killed her. I definitely killed her, and yet... Why? Huh? Are we finished playing tag already? The sound of footsteps coming closer. A subdued noise that echoes through the alley. Tag? The woman shrugs her shoulders as if disappointed and speaks to me as I lie slumped against the wall. Hello again. I must thank you for taking care of me yesterday. Huh? Nani the fuck? She faces me with a carefree smile. What? I feel like I'm going crazy. I don't know what to make of her expression. Still wearing that smile, she brazenly enters the closed-off alleyway. Oh? And you forgot this. Rather sloppy of you to leave something so incriminating behind. A black object lands in front of me with a light thud. My bag. I hadn't even noticed I lost it yet. No, hold on. What did she say? Incriminating? Did she just say incriminating? Shit! I gotta get out of here. I urge my legs to move, only to push my back harder into the concrete wall blocking my way. Huh? I thought we were done with tag. This is the dead end and alleyway after all. Besides, it's not like anyone else is around to get in our way. A woman looks oddly cheerful. A dead end? With no one around. I look around in a panic, then curse myself for my stupidity. You're boxed in. You decided to go down the one place where there is no exit. Why the hell did I decide to flee here of all places? It's like I'm begging to be killed. That sure took a while. 18 hours, but I finally caught you. The woman takes another step towards me. You... Yes? You're supposed to be... dead? Yes! You did kill me yesterday. I'm so happy you remembered. It's the response I least wanted to hear. Regardless of whether this is real or not. Bullshit. Dead people don't just walk around. Well, sure. But do you really need to be this surprised? I just revived after you killed me. That's all. Nani? The woman says it as if it's nothing, coming even closer. The space between us shrinks steadily. You revived? I sit in a daze as I digest what she told me. She came back to life. Does she mean to come back from a brink of death? What did she... Did she go to a doctor and undergo an operation to bring herself back? Don't screw with me. There's no human on Earth who could come back from being chopped into pieces like that. Yeah, good thing I'm not human then. Excuse me? Explain. Her words are too simple to interpret any other way. I'm not human. That's what the woman just told me. You're not human. Obviously. What kind of human manages to regenerate all by her lonesome after being cut to pieces? That's what I'm trying to figure the fuck out, thank you very much. That's literally what he said 5 minutes ago. So what the fuck are you? No human could. That much is fact. If someone could, they might look like a human, but no way they'd be considered the same anymore. Someone who can die and come back to life. Zombie. We're dealing with necromancy here. It's the fucking Walking Dead bullshit. A being that doesn't care if it ceases to breathe. One that can recover fully even after being cut to pieces. Something that may look human, but definitely can't be called one. It appears that the true form of this woman is... appears that's the true form of the woman in front of me. I try to laugh at the situation, but my throat is too wrecked to let any sound through. What is this. It isn't funny enough to be a joke. And even if it were a joke, it all fits together a little too well. I mean, she's got a point. If she isn't human, then it could actually be possible for her to come back into life even after being massacred in such a way. Oh. My mind finally starts to settle down. I recall the words of the one who saved me so long ago. First, I need to take a good look. Then, I need to think everything through. That's the type of situation I'm in right now. If you say you're not human, then what the hell are you? Me? We're usually called... You've got to be shitting on my dick. You have got to be shitting on my dick. Fucking vampires. This is fucking Twilight all over again. First it's fucking werewolves. Now it's vampires? I'm in fucking Twilight. And I'm Kristen Stewart. To put it simply, I'm a monster that drinks the blood of people. That much better. Her being a vampire makes all of this easier to understand. No, it does not! Don't just casually sit there and go, yep! Vampires exist. That makes total sense. That makes 100% sense. Vampires exist. No, they do not! Only reason I'm over here just like, yeah, vampire tracks is because I had a fucking werewolf 3 weeks ago! I had to deal with fucking Bayo, and now I got a fucking vampire in front of me. It tracks for me. Not for, hey, I'm just a normal person. Oh, well, he knows magic exists. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. This reaction is way too damn calm for, I'm a vampire. Even I know what a vampire is. But they may just be the stuff of legend, but I doubt there's anyone out there who hasn't heard of them. Bram Stoker wrote a famous book about them once. In Western fiction, they are often described as undying monsters in human form. Get the wooden stake. Get some garlic. Sometimes they're also described as bloodsuckers, which is what they are in a nutshell. They're monsters that drink blood, so of course they're not human. Right. A vampire. It sounds so ridiculous, just saying it out loud nearly makes me burst into a mad laugh. I'm going to get killed any moment now, yet I feel incredibly calm about it. What can I say? I don't just have the energy to care anymore. Not that it would do any good. Seems she's satisfied as she peers down at my pathetic figure. Wait, I thought vampires weren't able to walk around in broad daylight. That, absolutely, yes. Absolutely. That is an appropriate question. No, never mind. That's really not something for me to be focused on right now. No, it's a good question. So, what business does a monster have with me? I blurt out the words that in fit of frustration. The woman looks taken aback for a moment. She crosses her arms in front of her chest, looking me over with a small pout. Seriously? You already forgot what you did to me yesterday? No, he's just more confused. Why you haven't killed him yet? You kill me, a complete stranger, in such a barbaric way before we even exchanged a single word. And now you're asking me what business I have with you. You must be awfully used to murdering people. I can't even be mad. I can't even be mad. I want to be mad at that statement, but I can't. She looks more baffled than angry. Excuse me, I suck people's blood for a living, for food, and you're over here just casually being like, what does the person I have to kill, what does the person I killed have to do with me? But I could say I'm equally baffled. I mean, the woman I killed with my own 2 hands is standing right in front of me, grumbling that I had the gall to kill her. Hey, are you even listening? You homicidal maniac. I'm listening. I just need a second to process how I could possibly be this unlucky. So sorry, but could you be quiet for 1 sec? I need something to blame. Otherwise, I'll end up showing myself. I've learned just how bad my luck is, though it's a little late for that. For whatever reason, I was overcome by the urge to kill this woman. So I rode the urge till I finished the job. Everything I can recall is fuzzy, so I've convinced myself that it was just a dream. But it wasn't. And the person I killed wasn't even human. I've come to accept that I'm strange, defective, but compared to, well, all of this, I'm the normal one. I break out in laughter, but it's not all bad news. If the woman I killed really has come back to life, that means I haven't killed anyone. Your logic is spot on. But you still killed her. I might have performed the act of killing, yet she's still alive and well. That doesn't make it better. At the very least, that's something for me to take comfort in. That's right. If I didn't kill anyone, then everything might be fine. Shikitono could actually go back to his normal day-to-day life. No, you cannot. Attempted murder in the 2nd degree is still a crime. Just like being out of tea is a crime. I need more tea. I'm gonna go get me more tea. She's looking at me like, the fuck I am, bitch? I'm going back to bed. Sure, in exchange for that, I'm now being hunted down by a deranged lunatic. But that's still better than being a murderer. I'm not sure which one's worse, I think. I don't know. No, I'm not having this discussion. We're not playing Would You Rather. It's still a case of bad luck, but it's luck of the very best kind. Though the whole situation might be ridiculous, at least I'm not the only one who's crazy. Alright, I've calmed down a bit. You've got something to say to me, right? Air it all out then. Oh, I have plenty I'd like to tell you, but you sure are a strange guy. What's with the attitude when you're face to face with a vampire? Look, I know it's bad, but I'm doing everything just to keep it together. Otherwise, I probably would have killed myself twice over by now. If she's going to kill me, I wish she'd get it over with. I've already dealt with my body giving out on me for 7 years now. No matter how terrible the act, I'm prepared to recognize that it really happened. Then again, never in my wildest dreams did I think I'd have to deal with a situation like this in the first place. The woman gives me a drawn-out look. Her gaze is sharp, but I don't sense any hostility. This is all so backwards. Isn't it natural to want eye for an eye? Shouldn't she be itching to pay me back? Why are you staring at me like that? You came to get your revenge, right? So just do it. You're right. I ought to want to kill you for what you did to me. If that's what you want me to do, I'll happily oblige. But otherwise, I'll have to pass. It's just not worth it. Her eyes are firmly fixated on me. Then what the fuck do you want? Tell me, do you regret it? Yes. Yes, he does. What? I'm sorry. It should be the fastest. Yes. Yes, I do. Her words just sound so out of place. I asked whether you regret killing me. If you feel remorse over it, then I might just have it in my heart to forgive you. You seem like you'd be pretty bad at lying. For a human, anyway. Do I regret it? Yeah. If you're willing to give me an apology from the bottom of your heart, then I'm good with that. I can't believe it. And not just part where my murder victim is telling me she'll forgive me. I can't believe how amazingly gentle she sounds. Come on. An honest question deserves an honest answer. Hurry up. Tell me, do you regret it or not? We can't continue on this conversation unless you answer. Do I regret it? That goes without saying. I try to speak, but something holds me back. You can't. If you say something now, you won't be able to continue living in ignorant bliss. Keep pretending this was a dream. Keep pretending you didn't notice. Keep pretending to be normal, it tells me. You... what? My throat tightens. The fear begs me not to speak. But I can't run from this. It's something I have to face. I think someone who believed in me told me something similar once. If you truly want to live a normal life, then face your own sins. Face your own actions. Never, ever look away. Of course. I regret what I did. I mean, I killed someone. I wring my confession from my chest. As soon as the first word spills past my lips, there's no stopping them. I finally accepted my own failings. I killed this woman. I killed her with no mercy. For no reason. For my own gratification. I'm sorry for that I did it. I'm sorry for everything. And if you'd let me, if I could be permitted such a cheap gesture, then I'd apologize 1,000 times for it. But there wouldn't be any point. I can never change what I did to you, so what I did was unforgivable. That she was somehow resurrected is no excuse. Shiki Tono murdered the very woman he sees before him. I am guilty of a violation of the highest order. Of an act so unfathomable violence. So, if you want revenge, I won't stop you. I wasn't running because I was scared of you. I was running because I was scared of what I'd done. Slumped against the alley wall, I confessed my sins to the empty air. It's as if I finally woken up. I spent the past day in fugue, in a fragile, transient dream, in a brief refuge from the reality of my own depravity. But now, at last, it's time to pay the piper. I see. You're a good person, then. I look up at her in surprise. She's smiling. She might call herself a vampire, but her expression is perfectly sweet and honest. Okay. I'll have you help me out. Excuse me? Huh? Her smile is different now. More meaningful, less innocent. Help. She wants me to help her. Hold on. What do you mean by that? Call it compensation for me forgiving you. I'll need some help killing the vampires that's taken up residence in this town. I don't understand any of this. Wait. Compensation. You're saying you'll forgive me just like that. What do you mean killing the vampires? Didn't you just say that you were a vampire? You've got it all wrong. I'm a vampire too, yeah. But the vampire I'm talking about isn't me, obviously. You live here, right? And you must have heard about the recent serial killings. Well, I guess. The sudden callback to the familiar news story snaps me out of my worked-up state. Somehow the strange circumstances around those murders seem more real than whatever is happening to me here. I heard the killer already killed a whole bunch of victims, and that they all had their bodies drained of blood. That makes way too much sense. The moment I say it, I suddenly realize what the woman was getting at. A very simple conclusion. That's the vampire I'm talking about. You ramble about me killing you, but the one I really want to kill is that vampire. That serial killer is an enemy of your kind too, right? My mind is running in circles trying to keep up with the influx of new data. Sure, I get the basics. I understand what she's saying. But on some fundamental level, I feel like all common sense has well and truly left the building. No, it hasn't left the building. It's gone out of the stratosphere. It's like, bye, Felicia. Gets on fucking Artemis. Is like, I'm going to go to the moon. Jumps out the window when it gets there. And is like, I'm living here now. Bye, Felicia's. Seriously, humans are so inefficient. You all grumble about how this must be the work of a vampire, but I don't see anyone actually going out to kill it. You're like a bunch of squirrels too, afraid to run from a forest fire. I mean, vampires aren't supposed to exist. Thank you, we finally reached the problem. Vampires don't exist. Dissatisfied with my response, her lips pursue to a pout. Right. The mysterious creature in front of me did just say she was a vampire as well. So what? Then you came to this town to take care of a vampire serial killer for us? And you want me to, of all people, to somehow help you? Right. I was here to kill the vampire, but someone came along and ruined those plans. Yesterday, some total stranger barged into my place, murdered me for absolutely no reason. Talk about rotten luck. I walked into a perfect ambush and got chopped into 17 pieces before I had a chance to fight back. What kind of person stalks someone they've never met before, kills them, and then leaves feeling all satisfied? Isn't that terrible? Cruel, even? He must have been the one hell of a ruthless murderer. Ugh. Shit! Yeah, that's pretty much what it was like yesterday. As much as I'd love to refute her, I'm fresh out of ammunition. How about an explanation about why you ended up that way? You don't just casually wake up and are like, I'm gonna kill this particular person. I honestly was planning on killing you at first. It was all I could think of when I was restoring my body. I'd never been so humiliated. Even worse, it took me over 80% of my power to come back to life. He must have done a damn good job. And you know what the worst part? I really hurt. It hurt so much I thought I'd lose my mind. But then it would have hurt so bad that it snapped me back to reality. Do you have any idea what it's like to spend an entire night teetering back and forth between two types of pain that extreme? I'm sorry, but as a human, I don't think I can even begin to imagine what that was like. That hate kept me going as I searched for you. I even forgot about the vampire I was supposed to be hunting. With your uniform as my only lead, I did some sniffing around until I figured out which school you went to. That was about 2 hours ago. I considered waiting till nightfall to catch you, but I didn't want to drag it out a second longer. So I just decided to wait out there. So that's why she was waiting for me outside the school. After all that agony, she must have been dying to kill me. But if that's the case, I don't get it. Why forgive me if you were that angry? Good question. I guess it had enough time to cool my head. I used so much of my power already, I figured it'd be more efficient to keep you around as a makeshift meat shield instead of giving you a squishy, squashy death. Sorry, did you just say something horrifying? Huh? Did I? You said you want to use me as your meat shield? His priorities are in order. She also added some pretty unfortunate adjective to her description. Isn't that the obvious course of action, though? I mean, I have forgiven you, but that's just the emotional stuff. You still committed an act of murder. That has nothing to do with feelings. The only way to atone is through action. Got it? You make it sound obvious, but it's not. I expect her just to kill me instead, but being asked to be her meat shield feels like a total different compensation. I can't exactly pinpoint what the difference is, but I'm damn sure have a bad feeling about this. I can't tell whether you're being sincere or if you're just messing with me. Just to be clear, you did kill me. I know you can't even fathom it, but it takes a lot of strength to revive after that kind of mess. It wouldn't have been such a big deal if you just kill me the normal way. But I've never seen cuts like that. I couldn't get the wounds to retouch, so I had to rebuild my whole body from scratch. Because of that, it took nearly every ounce of strength I had to come back to life. She puffs her cheeks in anger. It's rather comical, but oddly fitting. I guess she'd forgotten about her anger up till now, but explaining the situation is making me relive her fury. So right now, I'm weak. I'll be fine after a couple of nights of rest, but if I'm attacked during that time, I won't be able to lift a hand to stop them. So that's why you'll be my shield. Says you. Don't I get an input? No, you do not! This is all your fault to begin with, so it's only logical that you help me out. Are you telling me you don't actually regret your actions after all? I'm trapped by her sincere gaze. She's so unfair. All this talk about regret of the course of action aside, I'd really rather she didn't look at me with those eyes. If you're calling yourself a monstrous vampire, you really shouldn't be going around staring people down with such pure, honest eyes. You. I clamped down on the feeling rising in my chest. I regret my actions. I want to atone for them too. Yet my heart keeps warning me that, as a human, I should not be teaming up with this woman. Without any answer at hand, I idly raise my gaze. Huh? In that moment, I see a different pair of glowing eyes staring back at me. My entire body tenses up again. Strength returns to my overtaxed legs, and I force myself up from my seated position into a crouch. The woman following my gaze turns to look at what has appeared in the entrance of the alley. Behind her is a creature even more out of place in a human city than the vampire in front of me. Is that a puma? The woman looks perfectly calm, but I'm struggling to wrap my head around the situation. That's a panther. I know that much. Even a child would be able to tell what the animal is. But you wouldn't see one outside of a picture book or cage in a zoo.
And somehow, here I am, experiencing just how terrifying the beast is firsthand, all without anything to protect me. It stands on 4 lean, powerful limbs, muscle that seems as supple as rubber, yet hard as steel. Its form is far removed from that of a human being. This is a creature built for the sole purpose of hunting prey. Simply seeing its awakened primal instincts that should have been cast away in the Stone Age. It might be both a living creature, but this panther is in another league. Its superior ability leaves me breathless. It's not something I can put into words. This creature and I can't coexist in the same world, much less communicate with one another. The Black Panther's body measures over 1 meter in length. Even a dog that size could easily take down a human. And here it is, eyeing me and the woman in white, vicious claws, fangs, and all, with barely 5 meters between us. Hey, is that a friend of yours? What do you think? I can't help but snap back at something so crazy. I'm an idiot! As if taking my voice as a signal, the panther leaps in our direction. No, that's not right. It's running. But it's going so fast I thought it had leaped at us instead. I can't do anything. The black blur's fangs will sink into my shoulder before I even have the time to process its movements. I can see it. I am nearly aware of how this will end 1 second from now, but the thought of dodging or moving away doesn't even register. Ah! But the blow comes from my side instead. The woman in white shoves me away before the shadowy creature has the chance to bite me. An effortless swipe of her hand is all it takes. At her touch, I'm flung across the alley as easily as someone might throw a ball, and I go crashing into the wall. Ouch! I grit my teeth as I slammed into the wall back first. Pain shoots up through my spine. Music's loud, at least in my ear. What are you... Not now! Look straight! The woman shouts at me. I look up, expecting the beast to have crashed into the wall behind me. Instead, having lost sight of its target, the panther reacts instantly by spinning in the air and planting its feet onto the wall. From there, it leaps at the opposite wall. A creature latches itself to the side of the building. Just as it seems to have found its footing, it turns its glowing gaze at me once more. My breath is still caught after the chaos. The panther pushes off the wall again, and leaps at me like lightning falling from the sky. The woman places herself into its trajectory, deflecting the oncoming bolt with a single hand. She's even faster than the panther, her slender frame even more graceful. It's frightening. Unnerving, even. Hey, now, can't you see I was here first? I have to kill you if you don't mind your manners, you know. The woman's disposition hasn't changed a bit. As if heeding her threat, the panther cautiously backs away. There's around 3 meters of space between the two of them now. The panther keeps its distance. It must realize the difference between their abilities during the brief clash. To a human, that panther is no doubt a monster, a beast that could easily slay any human it meets. But that woman is on a whole other level, a monster among monsters, a demon that could easily slay any monster it meets. The panther sits absolutely still as it observes the woman. Even I can tell how badly outclassed it is. The woman must seem like some insurmountable wall, when viewed from the eyes of the apex predator. If you've got business with me, I'll deal with you later, so for now, the atmosphere around the woman changes. The panther hadn't rattled her in the slightest, but the very air around her seems sharper than before. People? There's no mistaking it. A group of strangers is making their way down the alley. They're walking at leisurely pace through the dimly lit back street, ambling right in our direction. Stop! Get away from here! There's a panther on the... I try to tell them a panther is on the loose. But as I do, red currents flash across my vision. I rub my eyes beneath my glasses. Just now, What the actual flying fuck is that? Nope, 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 nope! Yeah, I see something terrible. They keep coming. They possess neither the feral instincts nor the pride of the panther. They lurch forward, completely disregarding the woman in white, as well as the fact that another few steps forward will doom them. But why would they? These creatures have no brain to think, or a heart to feel fear. They aren't alive. They can't be. They're engulfed in flame, black smoke billowing from their eyes and mouth, and yet they keep moving forward. They're dead. They have to be. Their hands are outstretched as if they're seeking salvation from their fingertips. But from their fingertip drips a thick oil. The drops of oil splash into tongues of flames as they hit the ground. Even from its distance, I realize that the oil-like substance must be their stagnant blood. Is this a new type? The woman in white focuses her attention on the things before her. Two of the three cadavers reach for her. The last one turns in my direction, leers at me with its burning sockets as I stand there dumbstruck. It got me. The panther uses the fatally short window to strike. It's even faster than the last time it leaped. This time, it didn't even register it moving. The panther bears its weight against me, as if trying to push me over and run its incisors down my neck. A tightness grips my throat. There's a constricting sensation at the nape of my neck. It's not my skin, though. The collar of my school uniform is being bitten and pulled. Ah! I'm pushed against the wall again. I've been dragged into the dark corner of the alley. The panther roughly presses me into a heaped pile of garbage. You asshole. Don't treat me like trash. What am I even doing? I'm berating the panther as it has me pinned down. But for whatever reason, it decides not to follow through with its attack. Perhaps the beast realizes it has bigger problems to deal with. Hidden behind some of the waste, I sit up and peer over at the woman. The smoldering dead are brave enough to get within 3 meters of the woman, a feat even the panther dared to not try. At the moment, they do. She's just like, nope! The air wails in agony. The burst of wind from the woman's arm slices through the air, cuts through her target like a bulldozer, leaving not a trace of the 3 bodies. My head hurts. It feels like tiny thorns are bouncing within my eye sockets. A painful red sensation jabbing at me like knives, like it were trying to deny all I'd just seen. Yeesh! I used even more of my power. With a resigned shrug of her shoulders, the woman turns to me. She doesn't look like she holds the slightest interest in the corpses she just eradicated. This is all because you spent so long dragging your feet, you know. If you had just hurried and made up your mind, they wouldn't have found us. The woman boldly walks over to me as I sit half-stunned on the ground. The panther is long gone. It must have taken one look at the scene just now and decided it wanted none of it. That the woman was simply far too strong. Hey, what was that? My headache is concentrated behind my eyes. The pain searing through my cranium seems to be throwing off whatever part of my brain controls my speech. What the hell is this woman? Huh. Just some regular zombies, obviously.
So let me see if I understand this correctly.
So we got werewolves. Then we got vampires. And now there are zombies. Creepy-ass dolls. And finally, a panther. The fuck is going on? Not these zombies. I'm talking about you. The sharp stinging in my head is begging for some sense of normalcy. She's a monster. The out-of-place panther and those impossible flaming corpses, even they appear perfectly grounded when compared to her. With a flick of her arm, this woman made a gust of wind with the power of a tornado. Such a monster couldn't coexist among us frail humans for a second. Me? I told you I was a vampire, didn't I? Oh, wait. You do not know what a vampire is? I thought that sort of thing would be common knowledge here. For such a powerful monster, she's pretty dense. But I can't take advantage of this window to force strength into my trembling limbs. The fight just now led her away from the alley entrance. If I run with all my might, I might just have a shot at escaping. I take a deep breath. Just as I'm about to start running, I catch a glimpse of her face. For some reason, I suddenly feel calm again. Hey, what's wrong? Are you injured? Please, like I'd get injured. I just never thought I'd be hit by something that slow. But this isn't good. The way things are now, I'll definitely need you to act as my shield. What? That's right, we were just talking about that nonsense. Earlier I thought she might have been speaking metaphorically about the whole meat shield thing, but now I'm not so sure anymore. She sounds dead serious. She actually wants me to act as her shield against panthers and flaming corpses, and who knows what else. Are you out of your mind? Did you see me just now? What do you think I can do, huh? You'd clearly be far better on your own. Not at all. After that, I'm really running on empty. I guess you could say I'm giving it all I've got just to stay alive right now. Is that how it is? It doesn't look like it at all, but sure. Honestly, I'm half glad that what I just saw was the last-ditch effort and not something she could shake out of her sleeve at any time. But that's not the issue here. I don't know what to tell you. If you're giving it all you've got, I'll do what I can. But we need to be realistic. Whatever you think of me, I'm not strong enough to fight any of those things off. I'm sorry, but I can't be your shield. Oh, please. You killed me once already. Why even bother lying at this point? I did kill you, but that was... He got the drop on you. When I killed her, it was like I'd lost myself. I would help her if I could. But the kind of help she's asking for is way beyond anything I can do. In that case, I guess I'll just ask you to stand guard over me as I sleep. You can do that much, right? I can't help but feel myself weaken before those eyes. I guess we're helping her. I just can't say no to her request. I killed her. That's my fault that she's weak enough to even seek help from somebody like me. Besides, we might only just met, but I get the impression she's not a bad person. Well, what will it be? Are you going to tell me that you can't help out because I'm a vampire? You're finally catching on, huh? Please don't look at me with those eyes. The guilt will eat me alive if you keep doing that. But I guess I'm already in too deep. I won't be able to sleep at night if I just pretend none of this ever happened. I already know I'll regret this later. But even so, you're going to regret. You're going after that serial killer that's been terrorizing this town anyway, right? I should at least try to do something to help put a stop to that. I do live here after all. It's better than turning a blind eye to her stupidly sincere gaze. So, you're telling me that... Yeah, I'll do it. I'm not going to be your shield, but I can stand guard, sure. There she goes again. What's with that expression? If this was a game, I'd be calling foul. Just look at her, coming back from the dead, creating tornadoes, and now this. Great! We have a deal then! She extends a hand to me. Guess I can finally introduce myself. I'm... Arcued Brew. Actually, you can just call me Arcued. I'm calling you Arc. I'm calling you Arc. I'm 85% certain I fucked up your name. Arcued. I do have a full name, but it's a bit long. Bring it. Maybe we can find something better. What? I'm what's called a true ancestor. A kind of vampire. What about you? It might be the strangest self-introduction I've ever witnessed. I sigh. Either I've accepted my insane new reality, or I just don't have anything left in me to argue. I'm Shiki Tono, just a regular student. I'll warn you now, I'm not going to be much use. I take the woman's Arcued's hand. She peers at me intently for a moment, then offers her hand again for a shake. Well, Shiki, as of now, we're partners. I'm going to work you hard in return for killing me. She grins wickedly, her left hand outstretched. I must be the first and last person in the world to be repaying someone for their own murder. Oh, I'm really in it now, aren't I? But what else can I do? Against my better judgment, I shake hands with this mysterious vampire, this woman in white. Why was the first episode 4 chapters long is what I want to understand. Where am I? A voice echoes in the darkness. The air is damp. The rotten smell that lingers in the air is eye-wateringly rancid. It's too dark to see a thing. It's driving her into sensory overload. What is this place? She can't remember what happened to her a few minutes ago. She can't remember where she is. She feels like her heart, like she hears the voice of men in the distance. She feels like she came here of her own volition. If she thinks hard enough, she thinks she remembers taking an elevator. As the elevator descended, she was suddenly struck with the horrible realization that this wasn't just some goofy urban legend, but a dark and dangerous truth she shouldn't have stuck her nose into. Part of her recalls desperately mashing the emergency stop button. Where am I? But that was then, and this is now. Humans cannot turn back the clock. Time's arrow is asymmetrical. One may traverse the arrow from left to right, but never the reverse. In other words, by the time the girl realized her folly, she was already in hell. Fearing the dark, the girl presses her hand to the wall. Rotting juices coats her fingers. It stinks of spoiled meat. It gives way to her touch. Though her tears, she realizes it must be human viscera, but she cannot bring herself to pull away. Her fingers must trace it to find her way forward. There's no other way to navigate this darkness. She can't escape the steady footsteps that may have been following her for some time now.
No, please. No.
She has no choice but to follow the path, her expression distraught as her fingernails scrape through the slimy guts.
Eek!
With every step she swears, she hears the metallic cries of something grinding and twisting across itself within the walls. Are you human? Stop! Don't leave! Don't leave me!
Mommy. Let me out, please. Let me out.
It's hard to believe screams like that could come from another human being. The whales are so desperate that they might rupture their throat and lungs, yet these people have long shed any such concerns, and now simply howl into the abyss. But there's little that can be done about their bodies now. Limbless, they are suspended from the ceiling like a mass of bagworms.
No. I don't want to die.
She ignores the pleas of those who are beyond saving and continues to run. She just needs a light, any light. If she had a light, she could escape. There's a goal you have to reach. That's what the men who guided her down here had told her. They laughed when they said it. So there has been an exit. There has to be an exit. She believes it's the only way she can save herself. She knows it's a lie, but she needs to cling to hope if she's to maintain any semblance of sanity.
A light.
She looks behind her. That's right, she knows she's not alone here. She came here together with her boyfriend. That idiot was the one who suggested it. It's because of him that she agreed it might be fun to try. It's all his fault. She hopes he dies. She hopes he dies soon. She hopes he dies before she does. She hopes his death might lead to her escape. She hopes she'll be the only one saved. She's the special one after all. She didn't do anything wrong. There's no reason she should be suffering. This should be reserved for those who are stupider than her, those who are dirtier than her, or those who are luckier and more blessed. This has nothing to do with her. She's always been good. She's lived a normal life. She's always been normal. This misfortune should fall upon someone else.
Huh?
The faint darkness fades. A blackness dark and deep takes hold. A girl standing in the middle of it all stares down at her burning body.
What is this? My hands are like ash.
The appendages she used to feel her way along the wall were burned all the way down to her elbows. When she frantically looks at her body, she realizes her clothes have burned away. Her skin turned to black charred, cracking to reveal the sinew and organs hidden beneath. The fat of her flesh sizzles and burns with a flame red and hot enough to captivate her gaze. Thank goodness, the woman thinks, laughing to herself. Finally, I finally found a light.
I am burning. This is wonderful. Look at me. I'm burning.
She cackles, a flaming and anatomical model taken with madness. A torch of flesh providing light in the darkness. Then a sharp stab puts her out of her misery.
Please, let me go.
Wow, we just couldn't... Okay. Motherfucker's just like, yeah, I'm watching a person burn. Excuse me real quick, just... What the fuck? Her body burns as boiling blood spews from the wound. As it's savoring the warmth of her body, it drinks her fresh blood. This hell returns to total darkness. Having finished its minuscule meal, It crosses through this masterless hellscape. Behind it are countless corpses. A river of flame, indiscriminately swallowing all who wander the wasteland, whether they be lost humans or the cemetery's dead residents. It's cold. Breath spills from his lips like smoke. It shambles towards the surface, leaving behind a trail of red in its wake like a twisted slug. I shall claim the heart of the true ancestor. It craves the prey that its footmen discovered mere moments ago. This is a decent room. I think I'll be able to sleep pretty well in a place like this. Arcued looks like she's enjoying herself as she inspects the hotel room. I have no words for how this day has turned out. Neither do I, thank you very much. My opinion, fuck today. How did I get here? Thank you very much. So, what do you want me to do? We should get out of here first. My apartment isn't exactly suited for defense, so how about we find ourselves a room with a nice, high vantage point? And you chose Pampered Like a Princess. How do I get a part of this? And here we are. Arcued hailed a taxi on the main street, and we drove over to one of the neighboring city districts. From there, we didn't just book a room at one of the most prominent and expensive hotels around. No, Arcued decided to book the entire top floor just for us. I feel like some A-list celebrity. I have more questions than I do answers. How the fuck is she affording this? Wow, look at how high we are. Seriously, though, the rate your architectural abilities grow never ceases to astound me. How old are you? What do you call this? Making mountains out of molehills? The march of progress? It doesn't matter. Look, Shiki, look! The alley we were in earlier looks so small from up here. Arcued happily peeks through the shut curtains at the panorama below. I can't say I'm as excited as she is. Alright, where were we? This place feels less like a hotel and more like a standalone citadel that happens to be built on the hotel's top floor. Yep, that sums it up. From the sun-blocking curtains to the furniture to the materials of the walls and doors, every last bit of is grander than anything you'd normally encounter. I'm still trying to figure out how the hell this girl's going to afford all this. Well, vampires are stereotypically way too wealthier than they need to be. And since we rented out the entire floor, we won't be seeing any other guests. Upon closer inspection, I noticed there's even a TV screen that displays an active feed of the first floor lobby. No matter where I look, it reminded me that this room is reserved only for the most privileged of people. Welcome to being fancy. We'll hide away in here for the night. Oh, and don't you worry about the cost. I'm pretty rich, so it's all on me. There's always the rich bitch. First there's Alice, and now there's Arcued. Arcued speaks cheerfully as she steps away from the window. As amazed as she seems to be by the view a moment ago, it appears she's already grown tired of the bird's eye view of the city. Arcued,
What were you thinking? An exhausted sigh slips out of me. I was thinking about a bunch of things. I don't mean just now. What are you thinking, sharing a hotel room with a I paused before I finished my sentence. Yeah, your job is to watch over her. She's going to be sharing a hotel room with you. I'm only here to watch over her, this self-proclaimed vampire, while she sleeps. I shouldn't say anything that might complicate it even further. You know what? It's fine. Do whatever you want. You're weird, Shiki. You switch between anger and silence on a dime. I never know what to expect from you. Arkue chuckles as if something hilarious about the situation. Meanwhile, I'm standing near the door, muscles tensed as I keep a watchful eye on the room. Watching her relax, I realize we couldn't be more opposite from one another right now. Fatigue is spread through every inch of my body. I wish I could rest, but I also know that the second I take a seat on the sofa, I'll doze off. No matter how tired I get, I know better than to let my guard down now. Shiki, do you want something to drink? They've got plenty of options. Huh? A carefree voice calls out for me from the minibar. Needless to say, the bottles Arkue holds up are filled with alcohol. Aren't you too young to I stop. He and I are thinking the same thing. Aren't you too young? Oh wait, this is a vampire. She's at least 10,000 years old. I have no clue whether she's over the legal age or not, and I don't particularly care to find out either. I'll grab something later for now. I object. I object? How old is this girl? This is a harem game, I can already tell. There's like 8 fucking women in this game. And every single time I play one of these games, it always turns out to be a harem. Are you too old for him? Because this is about to get real creepy real fast, if you do. I need to know what she is. And I need to know how much danger I'm in. File that under a fuck ton? Because she's a vampire? I can't even afford to sit on the couch. If I don't at least attempt to understand all the weird things happening here. For now, there's some things I'd like to ask you. We can relax afterwards. Sure, I don't really mind. Why the sudden politeness, though? You do realize I haven't let my guard down even once around you, but that aside... Because it's a serious topic. For starters, what's your goal? Me? I'm here to hunt down a vampire. Hunting vampires is my duty. Yeah, you told me that. But aren't you supposed to be a vampire as well? Seriously? You still don't believe me? Don't worry, I believe you. Try as I might not to. I'm just saying, it's weird that you're a vampire, but you're here to kill another vampire. Doesn't make any sense to me. Humans try to kill other humans. Just saying. Honestly, this feels less weird and lacking of sense of more of a, what the fuck did I agree to? Because this just feels like, okay, I agreed to something that if this was a human on human, this would be a crime. Why do I always get wrapped up in illegal shit on these games? First fucking Aoko tries to kill Sojiro, first-degree murder. Then tries to wipe his memory. While Toko is trying to take over her city. And now we're out here trying to kill another vampire. Fucking what? This is the same universe as Fate, apparently. What happened to, I want to be a hero? I'm now fucking killing murders. What did I get myself involved with? Oh, are you against the idea of killing your own kind, Shiki? Yes! Yes, we are! We're still questioning what the fuck happened yesterday, okay? I'd rather not kill anyone, whether they're the same species or not. So he won't go hunting. Got it. But that's beside the point. Don't vampires suck human bloods? Human bloods? Human blood? Wouldn't it make more sense if you were going after a human? The ones you should be killing are humans, right? The ones whose blood you suck? Sucking blood and killing are two different things. Excuse me? Huh? Though I see where you're coming from. You're saying I should get along with members of my own species, right? That's asking a lot considering he's a human. That's asking a whole lot considering he's a human. Vampires might all be traced back to the same greater source, but we've evolved differently over time. Like endemic animals. Don't call yourself that, honey. Please, you are better than that. As such, we don't share the camaraderie you feel for your fellow humans. That bar is very low. Camaraderie is like down fucking here. Just look at what's going on today. It's enough said. So you're saying the vampire you're looking for is different from you? Wow, that sounds incredibly racist. That's right. They're a separate type of vampire. Racist. This sounds extremely racist. The vampire I'm tracking is one that was once human. They're the type you're probably most familiar with. They suck human blood and turn the people they kill into familiars, gradually increasing their power bit by bit. Nope, not making the joke. I am not making the joke. Remember, those zombies this morning? That's what you get when a vampire kills a human, which died as a human but was brought back the living dead. That which died but was brought back. Yep. Let's file that under fuck and that. Those corpses I saw in the alley in stories. It said that those who get their blood sucked by a vampire get turned into one as well, attacking other humans in turn. No! The vampire that's lurking in your city is of that type. I'm trying to figure out how I get that little text to just fucking appear. I'm pushing every button but the one that needs to happen, and I can't figure out which one it is. Unlike them, I don't have the need to drink blood, and I've got no attachment to those of their kind. So I'll feel no hesitation in striking them down. Arkwood states the words matter-of-factly. I guess there really are all kinds of vampires out there. It's a little late to bring this up. Oh, it's fucking B. I thought I pushed B. I miss tutorials. I miss instruction books. They were so much simpler. I read the fucking instruction manual and I knew what button I'm pushing. Now I'm sitting here 20 minutes trying to figure out how do I do this. Yep. But what the hell were you thinking when you said you were going to use me as a shield to go after that vampire? That was my original plan. Even if you refused, I would have used my mystic eye to bind you to my will and force you into being my shield. Do you happen to know Oko Aozaki? Because she did the same bullshit to me last few... Thank you. But I changed my mind after talking to you. So she was planning to take me by force. Don't think I'll be forgetting about that. So, what changed your mind? I guess I realized that I had the wrong impression. You had me thinking that you were with the church after you killed me like that. Excuse me? The church? I mean, yeah, you're a vampire. They probably hunt vampires, but... The church is fucking back. The church is back. The church is always involved. Church can't keep his nose clean for 5 fucking minutes! Which would have meant you would be just be good backup, but you might even know where my target has made their nest. But it turns out you're a totally normal human. Forget knowing where their nest is located, you barely know what a vampire is. I'm glad it didn't take you this long to figure that part out. Though, I suppose it would be unusual for the church to dispatch one of their executors to an atheist country like this anyway. And it's even rare to see one working solo, since they're almost always sent out in a two-man cells, a master and a disciple. Arkwood mutters to herself as she paces around the room. She's gotten so sidetracked it feels like she's forgotten all about me. Anyhow, my sights have switched back from you to my original prey, that vampire. Honey, I'd like to introduce you to a church. Though, it's kind of a shame. She manages to say such terrifying things in the cheeriest of voices. Shit! She definitely hasn't forgotten what I did to her. I certainly deserve to be despised for murdering her, but it's still bad for my heart to hear her talk so lightly about killing in turn. Maybe she really does intend to kill me the second I let my guard down? Maybe you should watch your back? Are we done with these serious questions? Because if we are, the bed is calling my name! Okay, I'm starting to like her. Huh? Before I even got the chance to react, she's off. Arkwood bounces over to the bed and plops down on the soft mattress. This feels so good. I think I'll sleep till sundown. You should get some rest too. Vampires can't move around during daytime, so I don't really need you to stand guard till nightfall. Then why the fuck were you out this morning? Explain why you were out. That was some bright-ass motherfucking morning. The sky's awake, so you should not be awake. So you don't have to play. You realize what you just said contradicts every action you've taken in daylight so far, right? Fuck! Why do I do this? I'm different, that's all. Don't leave it at that. Don't leave it at that. No, absolutely not. That is not an answer. But I am at my limit. Nighty nights, Shiki. Wake me when the sun goes down. Hey! Arkwood falls asleep so abruptly it's as if someone turned off a car engine. Seriously? I can hardly believe it, but she's actually asleep. I feel like an idiot for staying next to the door this whole time in case I need to run. Is this okay? I mean, I'm one to talk, but is she really okay with this? I was particularly taken here against my will, but now I could just as easily run away. And don't tell me she's forgotten. Even I don't feel the same impulse now. I already killed you once before. So how can she doze off like this with me around? I watch her while she sleeps. Peering closely, I notice the slow rise and fall of her chest as she breathes. I have a shot that I probably did not want. Let's focus on her face, please. Other than that, she doesn't move a muscle. What's with her necklace? It's pretty. It's like I'm looking at a painting. The lids of her eyes are closed in peaceful rest. Her eyelashes are long and her lips are luscious, even without the slightest touch of lipstick. I trace the curve of her plump chest with my eyes. Teenage boy, teenage boy, teenage boy, following the line until it meets the flat of her hips, like a hill meets the horizon. Her arms are long and slender. She looks innocent yet sensual all at once, a contradiction I struggle to make sense of. Here she is, vulnerably slumbering away in the hotel's royal suite, trusting me, the person who killed her, to be in the same room with her despite us having only just met. You idiot. She's so ridiculously trusting and honest, I'm frankly a little worried about her. Either way, this is the time to choose. This may be my last chance to turn back. The woman told me to be her shield. But I'm done hesitating. I'm saying put. I did make a promise. That's right. I did. Don't make promises you can't keep, children. No matter what happens, I don't intend to break my promise. Arcued is still asleep. I honestly can't tell by looking at her, but she did say she was weakened. She even said she was at her limit earlier, but the real question is whether I should stay or leave. I didn't even have the chance to think on it before. It's quiet in here. We're the only two people in this room on the entire floor, even though I'm save wondering if it's rude to count self-proclaimed vampires as people for later. You idiot. You don't even know which side it'd be rude to. I scold myself. After being chased the entire morning, my body is too tired to move properly, even thinking it's exhausting. I guess I should try to relax first. I tear myself away from the door to sit down. The chair I choose is the cushy one that leans back. Comforts my back. Ugh, back problems. I'm getting too old for this bullshit. The chair I choose is a tall one adjacent to the minibar. I find a bottle of mineral water inside and pour myself a glass. Much better. The cool water unravels my scrambled thoughts. The wild chain of events this morning has clogged my mind, keeping me from thinking clearly. I should take this chance to carefully decide on my next move. Seriously? It's my second resigned exclamation of the day. The one before was directed to Arcued, but this time is aimed squarely at myself. The sound of her gentle breathing brushes against my ears, pulling my focus away. What is wrong with me? What am I doing getting all excited and worked up over her at a time like this? You're a teenage boy. You got a sleeping girl next to you. I'm not surprised you're doing this. I'm really not.
I was in high school at one point. I know how teenage boys act. I need to leave the room. This must be because the fear that gripped me in the alley still hasn't let me go. I just need to take a deep breath in the hallway, and I'll be fine. The strange heat in my chest will go away. Well, how's everyone doing tonight while we wait? Everyone doing alright? We really did book the entire floor. That girl is way too richy rich. There are two rich-ass motherfuckers in this game now. I just realized. There's Vampire and Sister. And only one I want to slap. You two are very different rich people. There's not a single other guest on or staff wandering the top floor. Arcuette is currently sleeping in the corner at the end of the hallway. We've got a clear view of whatever would have come our way, but it also means that we're much further from the elevators. How about the emergency exit? I totally forgot about school. We're just now talking about this, by the way. I was over here questioning that like 15 minutes ago. What the fuck? Why are we just now? It's a little past 11 a.m. I've doubtlessly already been marked as absent. Yes, you have. It'll be a lot of trouble if the school calls the mansion, but there's little I can do to prevent that. Akiha's definitely going to have a thing or two to say about this, but this isn't the time to worry about that. And this is the time I will side with the sister. Whatever the sister says this time, he has it coming. This one's... I just realized how tiny I look. There we go. Much better. You've got this one coming. It may be too late, but I guess I should text Arihiko. I don't feel so good, so I'm skipping. Make up some excuse for me if you can. I send him a loose reason for my absence and hope that he'll rise to the call for help. Or is he also playing hooky? That's a good question, because last time we checked, he likes to play hooky. Maybe you should text the girl that you had earlier, the sweetheart one. She had pigtails, was in the opening. I'm not begging him to work any miracles, just hoping he can figure something out if the opportunity presents itself. If only I could tell him more about what's happening. No way. He'd just call a mental asylum on me. There's no way to explain the situation without sounding like a lunatic. No, there really isn't. You sound insane. This entire situation is batshit crazy. We are playing bodyguard to a fucking vampire. Arihiko doesn't need to know more than this. Well then, thinking of a familiar face calmed me down a little. It's time for me to return to the room where the self-proclaimed vampire slumbers. I'm back. I knew she'd still be asleep, but I feel weird to enter without a word. The woman in white is sleeping just like she was when I left. It's like she barely moved. Girl's in deep slumber. Fucking tornado siren could be going off and she'd just be like... She doesn't look the slightest bit threatening in her sleep, but I didn't know any better. If I didn't know any better, I'd say she looked like a princess of some foreign country. She did say she was like some true ancestor bullshit, whatever the fuck that means. And she is like some wealthy girl. In relation to Dracula, perhaps. I've avoided the sofa long enough. Even though I know it might not get back up again, I take a seat. After all, the sofa is the only place in the room that has a good overview of both bed and the door. And it is comfy as fuck. It is just as ridiculously comfortable as I anticipated. I do this a lot. I make a comment and he just says what I'm thinking. Its fluffy cushions call to me. I feel like I might just melt into them, but I stop myself. I'm supposed to stand guard, so I can't fall asleep now. Even from here, she's almost nightmarishly beautiful. Her smooth, pale skin, her slender fingers, each one a piece of fine art, the soft curves of her body. Every last detail of her body is without equal, and when put together, the composition is flawless. I've never seen a figure so sublime. No, that's not right. In all my life, I thought I'd never see one. I let out a long sigh as I look up at the ceiling. For all that talk about being a vampire coming back from the dead, Arcued is a living creature, one that looks and talks just like a human. And the fact that she's too weak to even get up on her own is all my fault. Which is why you're here playing bodyguard. I need to take responsibility for my actions. I think back to what I was taught in my younger days. It was Master who told me, because my eyes are unusual, they may attract other unusual things. It's about time for me to pull myself together. For now, I need to keep my promise. Tonight, at least, I'll protect her in whatever way I... Hello? Knock, knock. We kind of just stopped what we were doing. White. I open my eyes to the color white. The color pulls an old memory from the recesses of my mind. A hot summer day. Huge fluffy clouds cover the blue sky. The air shimmers with heat, and the keening of cicadas eat at me. The cries of the cicadas. My hands are glistening with red liquid as if they were dipped in paint. Screech, 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 screech. Cicadas' husks are scattered around. It feels as if the beating sun is right on top of us, burning, sizzling, scorching the clearing. A hot midsummer day, it's as if the world has warped into one massive frying pan. Sob, 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 sob. Akiha is crying. Akiha, who's always following after me, is weeping into her hands. A child is on the ground next to her. The sunlight plays over my slick, wet hands. And that text is very hard to read, thank you very much. My hands are cold. The other child is cold. The red blood painting our world is warm. Shiki. The adults are here. The other child is dead. The adults are yelling. They scream, asking whether I killed him. A dream forgotten even within a dream. I'm sorry? The fuck? Shiki, wake up! The sun's gone down already. And you were supposed to be staying guard. My body is violently shaken from its slumber. A cold hand grips my shoulder as an unfamiliar voice calls to me. Arcued stands in front of me. The world outside the window is dark. When I glance at the clock, I realize it's already past 8. Huh? Not the most reliable, are you? I told you to wake me up at sunset, but look, who's sleeping instead? Sorry, I must have dozed off. I'm such a mess to think I'd fall asleep while watching over her. You make a pretty poor bodyguard. I could have told you that. If someone had attacked us while we were both conked out, we'd both be dead right now, you know? I said I was sorry. Didn't you say we were basically safe during the daytime anyway? I said that vampires are active then. Still could have been attacked by familiars like the ones you saw this morning. Arcued is mad. Of course, she has every right to be. A guard who falls asleep during his watch is no more useful than a scarecrow. And hey, did you forget I'm a vampire, Shiki? So how come you can sleep next to me like it's nothing? I mean, would it kill you to be a little more scared for your life? I take back my apology. She seems more upset at the fact I wasn't too terrified to fall asleep near her than my failure as a guard. I finally reclaimed enough strength to move, only to wake up and find you sleeping like a baby. You looked so defenseless, it honestly makes me wonder if I'm lacking in vampiric grandeur. Hold on. If I'm defenseless, then I'd say the same goes for you. You're the one asking her own murderer to guard her while she sleeps like a little princess. What makes you think I wouldn't have done it again? You shouldn't underestimate me just because I'm human. I bite back at her like a trapped mouse squeaking at a cat. It's really just a bitter attempt to save face, and yet... Oh. Arquid falls silent, apparently only just having realized she's rooming with her murderer. Huh. I suppose you're right. For some reason, I guess I started trusting you completely after our little talk. You are way too trusting. Well, it's not like she has any bad intentions. If you trust me that much, I'll just have to help you out the best I can. You want me to keep a lookout? That's right, just until sun rises again. I won't be leaving the room, so I need you to guard me against anyone who comes to this floor. Easier said than done. If something like that panther shows up again, I'm not sure I'd be able to do what I'd be able to do about it. I'm way out of my league here. I can't exactly do my job as a bodyguard without knowing what I'm up against first. It might be best if I continue where we left off last time. Panthers and burning zombies aside, I still know pretty much nothing about Arquid and who she's hunting. I need to confirm something, Arquid. Were those things that came after us in the alley sent by your enemy? They were more just patrolling the area. Those ones are tasked with keeping an eye on certain paths around town. A few of them spotted us talking while they were patrolling, and now they know I'm here. They? You mean your target? Exactly. If I were in better shape, getting spotted would actually save me a ton of trouble. But as things are, I could get taken out. That's why we fled here. If we were attacked again before I could fully recover, it'd be real bad. Arquid's enemy is a serial killer that's been terrorizing this town, another vampire. From the sound of it, the vampire is after Arquid as well. Though they don't seem to be on a level playing field right now. Arquid is still extremely weak, so the other vampire has lackeys acting as its eyes and ears, and you have no one. Arquid pouts and pulls her shoulders up and She's refuting it. She isn't refuting it. That must mean she really is alone. Well, I guess that makes it easier on me. We were talking about how there were a bunch of different types of vampires earlier. Is this the same thing? Like, are we dealing with a type of vampire that has a bunch of followers? I wonder if there's a simple way of explaining it. Arquid's eyes wander over the ceiling as she thinks. It doesn't feel like she's that used to conversation. It's fine, you can give me the complicated explanation. Just tell me whatever you can. I might be able to follow it. Might not be able to follow everything, but I'll try and make sense of the one way or another. You sure? Thanks, Shiki. Yeah, no need to thank me. Just let me know what's going on. Arquid nods earnestly. So, there are a few types of vampires that convert a lot of followers. The one that's taken residence in the city is a particularly old type called Dead Apostle. Oh shit, we've got the whiteboard out! Or, as the church sometimes calls them, a Castellan. Fully autonomous can create children from humans by drinking their blood and otherwise corrupting them. These Castellans will invade a town or village and slowly spread their influence. Let's look at the first stage of their invasion. They'll seek out strong, suitable victims, suck their blood, and turn them into their servants. When a person has their blood sucked and dies, they turn into Castellan's puppets. But they'll still retain the personality they had while human. Basically, they're the type that still retains their personality. For a dead apostle this type, the undead makes for good high-level familiars. Right off the bat, there's a bunch of stuff I don't understand. But at least my mind is feeling a lot clearer after that nap. I'm just going to skip past the terminology I didn't understand and go straight to the few words I did. So these undead, the ones that still possess their original personality, they're vampires that were originally human. At rank 3, I'm not sure I'd call them vampires yet. Intelligent enough to disguise themselves as mimicking human behavior, brains reconstructed post-mortem, elite infantry. Physically, they're superior to humans, but they're still more like worker ant leaders who can't create offspring on their own. So, what about those things we met in the alley? Ghouls. Ah, those would actually be one rank beneath the undead. We call them ghouls. Possess free will but lack higher cognition, rank and file infantry. They no longer mimic human behavior, they're just pawns that carry out orders. Blindly follow their master's order, absent of any will of their own, require minimal effort to create cannon fodder. Getting a little carried away with her explanation, Arquid has gone and outlined different types of vampires on the board. Zombies and vampires are not the same thing. She's surprisingly multi-talented. Once the Castellan has converted enough people into their servants, they arrange a coffin to slumber within. They do this since they can't be active during the day, and any type of vampiric activity will just draw more attention. As such, gathering food and expanding influence is left to their servants. The servants from rank 3 and above can mimic humans well enough to prey on them effectively. Some of the human flesh and blood they gather is consumed by the servants themselves as a source of sustenance. Most will be passed on to the Castellan. So, what I'm understanding is, unlike in Witch, we might have a character who is a nightmare, nightkin, or undead, acting human, serving the bad guy. It's that fucking teacher. I'm calling it now. It's that teacher. The Castellan slumbers in their coffin, accumulating power until they've converted the entire community into their own flesh and blood. We're doing an exposition dump. We are doing an exposition dump. That's the type of vampire we're dealing with in this city right now. As things are, they don't have a lot of servants yet, so they're not that powerful, but as more humans fall victim, the Castellan's power will continue to grow exponentially. Ideally, one would snuff out their location of the vampire's coffin and take them out before it ever comes to that. But I haven't pinpointed their whereabouts yet. They've hidden themselves pretty darn well this time. I can't sense even the slightest trace. If only I could figure out where they're sleeping. This would be a lot easier. Without any clues, though, all I've been able to do is wander the town during daylight to investigate. At which point, some crazed slasher jumped me and killed me. So, that was a bit of a pain. Arquid claps her hands together and punctuates her sentence with a bright smile, further reminding us of the shit we pulled. That's me she's talking about. I swallow uncomfortably. That is not what we look like! We don't have a bowl cut! Her hairstyle's better than that. I see. I think I'm starting to get the picture. A terrible monster that preys on humans has built its nest in this town, and you've come here to get rid of it. But while you were searching for its hideout, I killed you, and now you're weak, and you have to hide until you recover, right? Yep, that's basically it. Then, on to my next question. Why is this vampire making everything so complicated? Couldn't they just do everything by themselves? Why bother with all the servants? That's simply because they're weak.
No matter how powerful they are or how much life force they possess, vampires like that can't survive alone. When you have as many weaknesses as they do, standing out for too long is a ticket to an early grave. That's why they turn humans into familiars and have them collect blood in their stead. Humans may be weaker, but they also possess fewer weaknesses of their own. It's essentially a matter of reducing risk for them. So vampires have a lot of weaknesses, huh? Like what exactly? Well, there's sunlight and the risk of their magical energy running dry, but their biggest weakness, wooden steak and garlic. It's probably that they have a lot of enemies. I mean, to be fair, that was a given. A lot of enemies. Like you mean? No, besides me, I'm a bit of an exception anyway. As you might imagine, humans aren't the biggest fan of vampires. And humanity's greatest assets are your numbers and your ability to band together, right? That is a beautiful fucking church. I'm tangling in my cables. That's a beautiful fucking church. There are humans whose sole purpose in life is to search for reports of vampiric incidents, track the culprits down, and slay them. The church, serving a religion in Western Europe, is especially vicious about the whole thing. Their hunters call themselves executors and claim they're carrying out the Lord's will. That tracks. That tracks. They've had centuries to hone their skills in killing dead apostles. Honestly, they're more trouble than some of the vampires themselves. So that's why vampires will conceal themselves at first. They can't hunt for blood if they have to risk being sealed away by the church. Hunters sent by the church. Sounds like the Inquisition and witch hunts of the Middle Ages. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It must be incredible specialists to make even vampires hide and cower in fear. But something still has me scratching my head. You said these vampires hide themselves at first. Do you mean that once they've gathered enough blood, they don't need to hide anymore? That's right. Hiding becomes pointless once they're strong enough. If a vampire is successful, then it'll be too late by the time the church's executor arrive. It'll be using the assets it's accumulated to rule the town with an iron fist. Then, once it's finished devouring the town, it'll move on to find a new hunting ground. If humans want to eliminate a vampire, you need to do so before it becomes an issue. Any later, and the city's gone too far to save. I'm sorry, Shiki, but your city's already got quite a few servants prowling around on the vampire's behalf. Humans alone won't be able to fix it. Which is why your ass is here. Arquid's explanation is a little hard for me to swallow. I mean, I understand why she's trying to say. But understanding and accepting are two very different things. She can't just tell me that my town is beyond saving and expect me to nod along saying, okay, sure, let's go with that. Though the problem feels much more fundamental here. Yup. I can't believe it. Come on. You still think I'd try to fool you? No, I believe you're telling the truth. You don't seem like the type to lie. Obviously. What would be the point of lying here? So that it's not that I don't believe what you're saying. I just can't wrap my head around all this vampire stuff. We keep saying vampire this, vampire that, but none of it feels real. I mean, I know you're not human. That much is obvious to me. But it's not like you actually feel like a vampire either whenever we talk. I guess I can understand that. I must be pretty far removed from your pre-existing notions of vampires. You could say that again. I never even believed vampires were real, let alone that they might be, well, this. And honestly, I don't really understand what's supposed to set you apart from the other types of vampire. I finally managed to figure out what's been bothering me. I can't continue this conversation without understanding what differentiates her from other vampires. It would be wrong of me to trust her without good reason. If anything, it's entirely possible that she poses an even bigger threat than this Castellan. Oh, I suppose it would make sense for a human to think that way. If you've never heard of either, you'd have no way of knowing which one's
of us is more of a threat. No problem. That just calls for some supplementary lessons. Strap yourself in for Vampire 101. Arkwood proudly holds up her finger. Sure. What would that be? You're completely new to the world of vampires, so we just have to go back to the basics. Teach you the stuff even a kitten would know.
Buckle up! We're in for more exposition.
Ergo, Vampire 101. Don't you worry, Shiki, I'm an excellent teacher.
Teacher? Since when? I've got to admit, it feels like a little condescending for her to explain this to me like I'm some kind of kid. Fine. Just keep it short, please.
Leave it to me. I'll do whatever I can.
I'm not sure if I feel all that ready to leave it to her. Like I observed before, Arkwood really doesn't seem that used to conversing with others. I guess a self-proclaimed vampire doesn't get too many chances to talk to humans. Glancing at the clock, I notice it's a little before midnight. I'm kind of shocked that so much time has passed already, but luckily for us, we've still got plenty of time to kill. We really have hit exposition dump.
Let's start by classifying the main type of vampire. The term vampire gets thrown around a lot, but you can actually split them to two main branches.
There's those that were born vampires and those that weren't. So, you and our bad guy. True ancestors, dead apostles.
The former are called true ancestors, the latter dead apostles. Got it! When humans think of vampires, what you're really thinking of is dead apostles.
Drink human blood, weak to sunlight, wooden stakes and garlic. We're still not there with wooden stakes and garlic. Where is the wooden stake and garlic?
All the different ranks I mentioned earlier are essentially the taxonomy system for dead apostles. They drink human blood, turn others into servants, are weak to sunlight, and will retreat when faced with a baptism.
Power of Christ compels you!
Just to be extra clear, our enemy is also a dead apostle.
I can't help but notice that at some point our enemy has become our enemy. But I guess that's how it is for now, so I decide to let it pass. You said these dead apostles weren't always vampires. What's that about?
Dead apostles are those who used to be humans, animals, or anything that wasn't already a vampire, really.
And so I'm assuming the true ancestor is the one who converted them.
This can include those that become immortal as a result of magecraft, or those who had their blood sucked and were turned into a vampire servant. Got it! In the end, it doesn't matter how they got there, the result remains the same. Unnatural. Those who become vampires obtain a flawed yet immortal body. Either way, they're no longer human.
Kawaii. One says drink people's blood, drink human blood. I'm trying to figure out what the difference exactly. So we've got true ancestors, which are natural-born vampires, as well as dead apostles, which are humans who turn into vampires. I can't quite put my finger on it. Something about the story still seems fundamentally off to me.
Hey, Shiki, how much do you know about vampires' abilities?
Just the standard stuff. They drink the blood of virgins, they can paralyze you with a glare, they can turn into mist and wolves to bats. You're thinking bats, I think. Basically all the vampire stuff you usually hear about.
Well, all of that is more or less true.
Wait, where'd she get the whiteboard? Did they just have a whiteboard in the room? That's a good question. I just realized this.
The blood of those who have yet to exchange fluids with another person is better suited for supplementing vampires' genetic material. Essentially, virgin blood is more nutritious.
I don't want to go into it. Let's just keep moving. Just keep moving, please. I don't want to go there. I didn't sign up for this. Remember, dead apostles, those who weren't always vampires, have a flawed sort of immortality. Sure, their cells don't age, and they die far less easily. But it's like an ever-burning furnace. Without a regular supply of energy, they'll waste energy. All living things absorb nutrients from their food to survive, right? It's the same thing here. The only difference is that as long as vampires can feed on blood, they won't die a natural death. You see, dead apostles and their kind drink blood because they need to in order to survive. Since they were born human, they aren't equipped to maintain an immortal body. The older and stronger a vampire gets, the more its genes begin to buckle under the strain of that growth. It doesn't grow more powerful, it'll break down. On the other hand, if it becomes too powerful, its body won't be able to maintain its own integrity. So what are they to do? Convert humans. It's simple really. They seek out those unlike themselves who are still incapable of maintaining their own bodily integrity, and the vampire takes from them that which they've lost. It's like how humans enjoy organic compounds in their diet. Vampires drink human blood, from which they obtain normal genetic information and energy. I guess you could say it's like drawing calories from the soul. So the soul involves the blood? In other words, they secure their own form by absorbing genetic information from healthy humans through blood. Drinking blood isn't just a means of feeding, accumulating power, it's essentially to their continued existence. The explanation makes my head spin with both its complexity and length. I'm not following this at all, but Arcuid carries right along. I mean, I'm following for 90% of this. Next, you mentioned how vampires can paralyze people with a glare. That's a type of mystic eye. The eye makes for a convenient and powerful magic circuit, so there are quite a few vampires with mystic eyes. It's probably easiest to understand if you think of it as a way to direct magical energy in one direction. Like, a laser beam coming from the eyes, something like that. Vampires can shoot lasers from their eyes? Not quite what she meant! Even I got that far. Arcuid says something so outrageous I can't help but jump from my seat. What? No. I don't think so. I don't think there are actually any vampires with an ability quite that well, but I'm just trying to give you a good picture to work with. I'm relieved and also a little disappointed. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That tracks. I mean, that would be absolutely badass. Fucking Edward out here just shooting laser beams out of his eyes. Just, I'm Superman. Who's the guy from The Boys? I'm just blanking on his name. It's not Ultraman. That's DC Comics again. It's not All Might. That's my hero. You know who I'm talking about if you've seen The Boys. Basically, evil Superman. What are these mystic eyes anyway? There's a special kind of eyes. It makes it possible to cast a single action spell by manipulating the eye's magic circuit. Think of it like a special technique. Oh, I've got that pretty much down understanding because I watched watched. I'm not quite sure at this point what it is. For Mahoyo. Humans have all kinds of different swordsmanship styles, right? It's the same as that. Generally speaking, any dead apostle should be able to use mystic eyes though there are many different types. That said, even if they train, a lot of it comes down to the innate talent and aptitude of the vampire. Most vampires have mystic eyes of enchantment. It's a basic type of mystic eye, but it's still effective. Honestly, any other variety probably wouldn't be that useful for a vampire anyway. It's not as easy as vampire charming. Whoever they look at, the victim has to meet their gaze as well. There are powerful vampires with mystic eyes that allow them to penetrate the target's mind and to force their will upon them. But that's pretty rare as far as dead apostles go. It's the shit you nearly did on us. Huh. That sounds like hypnosis or brainwashing. That's exactly what that is. You could go up to someone and tell them to forget everything they saw. With a power like that, you could cover up any murder, even if there were witnesses at the scene. So, complicated mechanics aside, it's bad to look a vampire in the eye. You're catching on, yeah. When you're fighting vampires, you should try to stay aware of the entire situation instead of staring your opponent down. Making direct contact is a good way to get killed. Next, turning into mist. Mist form. They can also be divided into two categories. Disperse. A high-level vampire might actually be able to dissipate into its body into small particles. However, there are only a few dead apostles who can pull this off over long periods and distance. Clone. Lower-level vampires might be said to disappear in a puff of smoke, but I think your country calls that kagemusha. Particularly careful vampires might create a body double and grant it some of its consciousness. When the double has served its purpose, its magical energy supply is cut and it fizzles into a bunch of dust. It makes it look like it's turning into mist. So she actually knows about Kagemusha. So I'm going to be on this until we get an answer about the garlic and wooden stakes. She might be a vampire for some foreign country, but she's surprisingly knowledgeable about Japanese country. Well, she's probably old enough that she's been around a very long damn time, and she's read about a lot of countries. Beast form. The idea that vampires change into wolves, or any other animals for that matter, is byproduct the way vampires use familiars to heal their damaged bodies. The longer a vampire lives, the harder it becomes for them to supplement their decaying body with mere human blood. That's why they'll seek out some powerful beast and take it into their being. The beast can be expelled from their body in the previous form. This could make it look like a vampire just turned into a wolf or something. Is that what happened with the panther? Usually 3 max, more familiar, stronger, but harder to maintain. A typical dead apostle will absorb just one beast or so to keep its body in good shape. But that's it. Absorbing too many can cause the vampire's sense of self to become clouded by the animals instead. Only one dead apostle has been known to use multiple beasts as his familiars. He's long gone, though. Is that Dracula? Where is Dracula in all this? That's what I want to know. So, that's basically it. It's just a rough outline based on the assumptions you already had, but I hope that clears things up for you a bit. I've got more questions! I kind of skipped over a lot, but if there's one thing I remember, it's that vampires are mostly beings with the same appearance and intelligence as those of humans. No matter how different they are on the inside, as long as they can still pass you as human, you can call them vampires. I feel like I understand less than ever. After hearing just how monstrous vampires can be, it's even harder to believe that the woman standing in front of me could be one. Well then, my turn to start asking questions. I actually forgot to ask you something pretty important earlier. What could you possibly have to ask me? I'm not a vampire or anything. I'm just a regular student. Oh, really? Then humor me, Shiki. How did you kill me? Now we get to explain the goddamn eyes. Huh? I'm asking what method you used. It wasn't runes, Kabbalah, or anything else I've encountered before, since I already have a resistance to their mystics, which leaves magecraft that I've never encountered before, like ancient Shintoism or South American treasures. And even then, that shouldn't be enough to kill me so completely. Answer me, Shiki. What ancient mystics did you use to prevent me from regenerating? Sorry, but I really don't know what you're talking about, mystics. I can tell Arcuid is dead serious, but I legitimately have no idea what she's talking about. I'm talking about your conceptual weapon. You know, a catalyst brimming with history and ideas? You must have sacred artifacts in Japan, right? Usually there's something like a staff or a blade or a jewel or mask used in Mystic Code. Come on, Shiki. Are you sure none of this rings a bell? It doesn't. I keep telling you. I'm just a regular student. I don't know anything. Liar! There's no way someone who isn't even a mage could harm me! Shiki, you're hiding something from me, aren't you? Arcway glares at me like an angry cat. No matter how she looks at me, it's not like I have anything to hide. Wait. I do. Sorry. I guess there was something. Though, I'm not really sure if it's related. Arcway keeps glaring at me. The only way to resolve this is by confessing the truth. I'm not sure how to describe it, but I can see these lines that indicate where things can be cut. Lines? Exactly what I expected. There's no way she'd believe that. No one ever does. That's just the way it's always been. Tell me more. Looks like she's buying it. Arcwood responds with a total seriousness. Just like I said, I see where something can be cut. Whether it's a living being, the ground, or whatever, there are lines that cover anything that can be touched. They're like cracks in reality. I can cut through them with ease. Does that make any sense to you? It's handy that I can use a knife to cut through steel, but it's not like I can cut anywhere I want. I have to follow the line, so it isn't the ultimate DIY ability or anything like that. I mean, even when I cut you, any regular knife can slice through skin, you know? Dude, a chill runs down my spine. That look is, I'm going to slit your throat. Her gaze is intense enough to bring my breathing to a halt. I've heard legends of the mystic eyes of death perception. I never thought I'd actually come across a bearer. Of what? A mutant. A monster such as yourself. Hold on. A vampire has no right to call me a monster. I'm calling you what you are. Even among vampires, none possesses mystic eyes that can see the death of things. The death of things? What else could it be? Chiki, your eyes are a circuit to a place no living creature should be able to see. Were you born with them? No, they've been this way for a long time now. I wasn't born like this. Then, let me guess. You've died once already. Fuck! Motherfucker died in the accident. It's not like you. I'm not like you. I can't just die and come back to life. But you're close. I nearly died in an accident and I've been able to see these lines ever since. You likely already had the potential, but that incident was what awakened your mystic eyes of death perception. This would explain why you're able to kill me. Arcwood huffs a little and turns her gaze away from me. Even though she turns from me with clear distaste, I'm somewhat grateful she's no longer staring at me with those eyes of hers. Arcwood, do you know what these lines are? It's not as if I can sense them like you, but I suppose I could tell you what I've heard. What you're saying is the end of all things, the points that can easily bring forth demise. To put it simply, it's the terminus of all existence, death itself. That's pretty close to what Master told me before she gave me my glasses. The end of all things, the inevitable future of creation. All this time I didn't see it. I did everything I could not to. What are you talking about? All these lines do is indicate where it's possible to cut through them. Which is exactly why they represent death. Listen, Shiki. Everything has an end. The exact time something reaches its end will depend on the thing in question, but ultimately, nothing is immune. Death isn't something that just hits you one day. It's something you're born with, which will one day manifest. It's the law of cause and effect. Surely you must have heard of causality before. If something exists, then one day it must cease to exist. It's the flow of atoms, the equivalent exchange of energy. It's the natural order of things, and it doesn't allow even the slightest exception. If an exception did exist, the foundations of our universe would collapse. We'd all disappear like a bubble of being popped. No way. I mean, she's bringing the universe into this. How is that relevant? It's really important! That's exactly how abhorrent your eyes are! Are you getting this? All things are predestined for annihilation. No matter how long something lives, no matter how powerful it is, even beings that have lived longer than the universe itself wouldn't be able to live forever. This fated end is what we call death. Death is present in all things from their conception. So if you had the capacity to comprehend it, and your brain and eyes could tune into it, then seeing death shouldn't be entirely possible. That's the true nature of those lines, you see, Shiki. To explain it from a human perspective, you're seeing the predestined breaking points of atomic bonds. Or maybe they're like telomeres built into a being's genes, which someday express its cause of death. Either way, these lines you see are where things easily die. In fact, they're death itself. In fact, the fact that you've lived this for so long is astonishing. I can't believe you're even sane. Arkwood speaks in a detached, matter-of-fact voice. She doesn't know anything about me, so I wish she wouldn't joke around. I understand what she's saying, but that doesn't mean I have to agree with any of it. There's no way that could be real. No way that anyone could see it. But you see it, don't you? Normally a creature is killed when its throat is cut. It ceases to function as a consequence of the cut. Flipping that premise around, you could say a creature whose throat can't be cut can't be killed. Oh, this is my death we're talking about, so things are a little different. You, on the other hand, are capable of bypassing that rule. If you were to face an opponent who could prevent external factors from killing them, you would be killing them ahead of those factors. You kill them, and the result is death. But it's not that they died because they were cut. In your case, you kill them as a result, they are cut. If you're not a monster, then what should I call you? You say just show you some lines you can cut through, but those eyes of yours are more unique than any power I've ever heard of. You have the eyes of a Grim Reaper, Shiki, a god who brings an end to all things. She's right. That's exactly why I've been in denial, why I've spent so long trying to ignore the existence of the lines. The truth is, I've known for a long time. It's exactly why like she says, my eyes, my life, there's nothing more than a blemish on the earth, a mistake. Ever since that day, I'm born witness to a dying world. I've been forced to know that everything I could see would crumble in a mere moment. All this time, omens of death have been with me every step of the way. So, what then? I could kill you too? I could kill anyone, anything? I'm dangerous, aren't I? Really? You want to give it a try then? Argrid turns the light of the room off and moves to the window. She slides the curtain open. Outdoor light spills through the glass, allowing me to see again. The woman in white is framed by the pale moonlight. Go on then. Give it all you've got. Oh wait, can you not see the line with your glasses on? You're sure about this? It's a peculiar thing, really. I've never taken my glasses off in front of someone before, but still I raise my hand to remove them. All of Arkwed's accusations must have put me on edge. Urged by my own frustration, I take my glasses off. Lines start to squirm and stretch across the room. My world is filled with death. Huh? I'm witnessing a miracle. I can hardly believe it. The moon shines a pearl white. There's not a line on her. she can't be killed. The lines that had been so faint during the daytime appear to almost glow under the moonlight. But then in the middle of it all, the lines on Arcoid's body are so faint that if I were to concentrating, I'd probably even have noticed them. I can't even see them. What is this? Why? Well, you can barely see the lines, right? I'm a creature that has no death at night. So even with those eyes of yours, you probably couldn't kill me right now. I suppose you might be able to see them faintly, huh? I can't be killed at night, but it isn't out of the question during the daytime. You managed to capitalize on that weakness. I just come back from a big job, so my resistance is instantaneous death. Must have lowered. And since you already killed me once, I guess I've weakened enough that even at night I have a death. In other words, I'm not immortal right now, but what do you think, Shiki? Could you cut through my lines? I wonder if I could. If there's a line, I can cut it. But looking at her now, I'm not sure if I could slice through her as easily as I did then, in a fraction of a second. I think it'd be hard. The lines are fading in and out of my vision, so it'd be impossible to make a clean cut useless. You were asleep, unless you were asleep or something. I'm still trying to find the fucking lines. Exactly. That's your biggest weak point. Even if you can see death, you still need to trace those lines yourself. I may be weak now, but I'm still not slow enough that you could catch me. She's right. I couldn't even keep up with a speedy animal, let alone catch one. And if I can't catch my prey first, then there's no way I'm cutting through its lines either. Which means even if I see the lines, I can't kill something that moves. Just as her words alleviate my deepest fears, the vampire laughs. Right, it's funny. It's all a big comforting joke. No matter how many hypotheticals she makes or how many of my flaws are pointed out, nothing will change the way I see the world. I'm broken. I'm something that shouldn't get mixed in with the rest of this world. But despite that, when I'm faced with this incredible, impossible being, it feels like everything I've taken for it gets thrown out the window. She's like a magnificent flower caressed by the moonlight. It's not like I wanted eternity. All I wanted was for something I could touch, for something that I could give my hope, that could give me the hope I needed to keep living. A sharp pain stabs at my brain. The lines make my head throb, but I put my glasses back on and trade my miraculous view for the ordinary world. Arcoid's eyes me suspiciously. What is it now? Oh, nothing. You can't see the lines when you wear those glasses? Yeah, basically. Someone I met shortly after my accident gave them to me. I only use the lenses now, but it's thanks to these that I've been able to live a relatively normal life. Huh, that makes sense. No matter how mentally strong you are, facing death on a constant basis is bound to drive you insane. You'd have gouged your eyes out by now. Listen, could you stop casually spouting horrific stuff like that? And quit getting so close. Seriously, stop it. Get away from me. Keep stepping closer, and so help me, I'll throw this vase at you. I retreat, sensing the impending danger. But my threat falls on deaf ears. Arcoid can sometimes resemble a giant cat, one whose curiosity isn't easily satiated. I have no cat to give smartass out. Hey, can I look at them? No way. These are important to me. It's not like I'm going to break them. Come on, I just want a teensy little peek. Pretty please. Why is she talking to me like that? Arcoid doesn't look like she'll back down. Besides, If she's getting any closer, there's a good chance we'll wind up wrestling for the glasses, and she'll absolutely win if it comes down to that. Absolutely. Fine, take them. But listen, you're giving them back as soon as you're done. I pass my glasses to Arcuid. She purses her lips as she inspects the glasses from all angles. Then she pauses and looks up at me. Chiki, does the person who gave you these live here in the city? I don't think so. It's been 7 years since we last met. And she didn't strike me as the kind of person to stay in one place for very long. Good. The fewer unwanted parties in the mix, the better. And it's really for the best not to get mixed up with Blue. She knows Aozaki. She straight up calls Aoko by her color. A stern expression graces her face as she falls silent. Akured? Do you know Master? I mean, the person who made these glasses? Of course. She's one of only 4 magicians currently in existence. These glasses are extraordinary, you know? Even I can't break them with my current strength. Wait a minute. So there's Toko, Aoko, and Alice. Who's the 4th? Who's the 4th magician? The grandfather's dead. Arcued's tone grows more serious. Wait, you were trying to break them? Huh? Did I say that out loud? I knew it! I huff at her to give them back and wrench the glasses out of her hand. Didn't you just say I'd go insane without these? Or is that exactly what you want? It's not like I was trying to make you go crazy. I just didn't like how precious they seemed to you for some good reason. I really have no idea how vampires think. The girl was ready to destroy my one lifeline on a whim. Whatever. Just don't even think about trying to pull something like that again. They're not just precious memento from Master. They're the one thing keeping me sane. Without them, the constant headaches alone would be enough to do me in. I suppose seeing death all the time would strain your brain. I bet there's an interesting connection between your eyes and those glasses. But I'll leave it at that for now. I'll tell you more about it some other time, though. No, thanks. Sorry, but I don't enjoy long conversations. Really? I think talking to people a lot is fun. Even if my words can only get half of what I want to say across, it still makes my heart flutter. Arcued beams an honest and reserved smile. It really looks like the simple act of conversing is enough to make her happy. The night drags on. Arcued is seated on the bed. I'm on the sofa, aimlessly staring at the clock. It's just past 4 a.m. Only an hour or so to go till sunrise. 1 more hour, huh? Nothing out of the ordinary has happened so far, and Arcued doesn't look the slightest bit nervous. The hotel is perfectly peaceful. I've been pretty nervous myself, but it's starting to look like I didn't need to be. It's nice to have a feeling that the night will pass uneventfully just like this. Hey, Shiki! For the upteenth time this night, Arcued calls out to me. What is it? I'm pretty sure we're out of conversation topics by now. Really? I feel like it feels like a shame to sit in silence when we have time to talk. Yeah, well, I can't keep up with your chatter anymore. It's been 6 hours. 6 hours! Talking to you is even more exhausting than guard duty. Arcued shoots me a dissatisfied pout. It's been like this all night. For whatever reason, Arcued just keeps talking to me. I told her that if she's so weak, she should get some sleep instead. But it's more fun to talk. How did we end up like this? I really have no idea what's going through her mind. On top of that, I'm starting to get hungry. Now that I think about it, it's been nearly an entire day since I ate something. The last meal I had was yesterday's breakfast. If you're hungry, why don't you just order something? We're staying at a nice hotel, so you might as well get some room service. Nah, it's fine. The hunger keeps me on my toes. What about you, though? You're awake and refusing to rest. Shouldn't you at least eat something? If you're not eating, then I won't either. Normal meals have their benefits, but it's so boring to eat alone. Normal meals as opposed to... Oh. Right. She doesn't look like one, but she's still a vampire. Her meals would normally consist of human blood. She said it herself. Vampires need human blood to survive. Which means she's drunk the blood of others before. I wonder how many humans she's killed in her life. I steal a glance at Arcued. I just can't wrap my head around it. No matter how many times she explains it, the intricacies of vampires to me, just can't imagine her drinking blood. Why are you staring? Do I have something on my face? I quickly look away. It's her turn to stare at me now. The corners of her lips pulls into a mischievous grin. Are you curious? About what? About how many people's blood I've tasted? She saw right through me. Her happy, smug smile is enough to unsettle me. I don't like it, but I can't deny that I'm morbidly curious as to how many people she's killed. Of course I am. I'm supposed to help you out, right? If I don't know how, I'm supposed to predict when you'll have a change of heart and decide to tear me to pieces. It's a legitimate concern to have. Arcued nods along, seemingly satisfied with my reasoning. Alright then, let me ask you. How many people's blood do you think I've drunk? How many y'all think? I'm going with 3,000. We're playing Price is Right rules. Don't go over. Arcued hops off the bed with a bounce and heads back over to the window. You want to get as close as possible without going over. And I'm guessing 3,000. How many? Arcued smiles sweetly. She seems to be enjoying herself. She's clearly trying to get a rise out of me. Fine, I'll play this game. The strange woman have killed 1,000 people. Is 10 too few? Not even close. Then somewhere in the hundreds? Sorry, but you're way off. In the thousands? Another swing and a miss. Arcued chuckles softly to herself. I'm not angry with her, but I'm starting to feel very frustrated. I can't believe I'm saying this, but more than 10,000? Again, way off. Seriously, Shiki. You went from tens to thousands in a heartbeat. Do you really think so poorly of me, you big meanie? Am I wrong? I figured vampires wouldn't really have scruples about this kind of thing. Humans eat when we get hungry too. If you need blood to survive, then you're going to take what you need, right? Yeah, that's usually the case. But you know, in the 800 years I've been alive, I've never drunk any blood, not a single drop. And I've never killed a normal human either. I was way off. Okay. Price is right my ass. It's like, Price is right. Don't go over. You were way over. The fuck were you thinking? It's hard to believe, honestly. It is really hard to believe. It's such a weird thing to hear a vampire say, but I still find myself asking the question. Are you telling me the truth? Of course. I mean, the thought of drinking blood is terrifying to me. You think it's terrifying? That's so sweet! That's kind of cute! Oh, she's afraid of drinking blood. That's kind of cute. Even though you're a vampire. Well, I'm a bit of a coward, I guess. So, I'd say even now I might only qualify as half a vampire. Arcuid utters the words as she ideally glances out the window. She pauses to gaze at the night sky in a drawn-out moment of quiet. As I watch her, it feels like she's becoming less distinct, a hazy phantasm drifting away. Only half, huh? Just muttering those words provides an odd relief. Wait, why does it feel like a load has taken off my shoulder? Because now you know that she won't just kill you and drink your blood. That's weird, right? Yep, it's definitely weird. Is something wrong, Shiki? No, nothing. Just thinking how funny it is that you're a chicken. Chicken? You think I'm a bird? Oh, honey, that's not what that means. Arcuid tilts her head in confusion. She really doesn't look like a vampire in the slightest. It's only natural for me to be relieved. How could I not be? It turned out that the person in front of me isn't anywhere near as evil as I'd feared. If what she says is true, then there's no reason for me to worry about Arcuid spontaneously killing me, and it's not just in my newfound sense of safety that brings me relief. There must be something wrong with me. The idea that Arcuid doesn't count herself as a full-fledged vampire is what has me the happiest of all. I can't believe I was so wrong about her this whole time. Huh? Just as I'm able to relax around Arcuid, I'm struck with a sharp sense of pain and vertigo. Huh? My vision is blanketed with a white haze. This isn't the same as my anemia. I'm still thinking too clearly for that. Strange cold chill accompanies my headache. What is it, Shiki? Your forehead's all sweaty. It is. I wipe the back of my hand across my forehead as I reply, and I'm met with a far more wet, sticky sweat than I anticipated. This is weird. Judging by the sweat, you'd think I was in the sauna. As if urged by the pull of anxiety welling up in my chest, my eyes dart to the digital clock. It's 4:32. Too early for the sun to beat back against the chilly night air. The clock itself still lists the current temperature outside as 11 degrees Celsius. It's way too cold for me to start breaking sweat like this. So then why does this room feel like I'm standing outside of a hot summer day? Arcuid, are you feeling hot? Huh? Not really. I mean, it's only 38 degrees. That's nothing I might be weakened. But I think I should still be able to hold out till 3,000 degrees or so. She just casually says that. Okay, apparently we can handle the surface of a fucking sun. I'm an idiot for even asking. Did she really just say 3,000 degrees Celsius so you could throw a vampire on a grill and they still wouldn't burn? No, this isn't the time to be thinking about that. The digital display lists the temperature as 11 degrees. So either the clock is malfunctioning or my body is. I search the room for another thermometer. What the hell? As I scan the room, my gaze becomes transfixed on the monitor displaying a live feed of the hotel lobby. Is that fire? I can hardly believe my eyes. It's something you'd only see in a movie. Flames spread through the lobby like water spilling from a sink. Mixed in the thick black smoke, I see a humanoid silhouette. It gives me the impression of a massive predator, a carnivore that eats those like that. Arcuid! Arcuid remains silent. Is it hostility I read in her expression? No, it's something more like contempt. The two of us must be entering very different thoughts as we stare at this monitor. It takes less than a minute for the lobby to be entirely engulfed by the sea of flames. The fire alarm doesn't ring. The digital thermometer still hasn't changed. When my body is drenched in sweat, simply breathing the hot, dry air is enough to parch my throat. There's no time to think. They're here. Those flaming corpses from before have come back to the hotel. Shit! I make a run to the window and inspect the situation outside. The town looks the same as ever. The hotel is bathed in flames, but nobody outside seems to have noticed a thing. There is no sign of aid rushing to the hotel, nor any human frantically trying to escape the fire. Arcuid, what the hell is going on here? Arcuid keeps her mouth firmly shut, unwilling to say a word. Time simply passes. The temperature feels like it's getting hotter by the second. My skin feels like it could burn any minute. I don't know what things are outside our room. Nor do I have any idea what things are on the floor below. All I know is the awful, ominous feeling gripping my chest telling me that it's already too late. Arquid is still silent. Is it because she's worried or frustrated? Her arms are crossed like she's hugging herself. Or maybe she's trying to hold herself back. She said she wouldn't leave this room. She said she didn't have the power right now. In which case, what did I come here for? It's better to observe the situation from in here. It'd be reckless to for me to go out alone with all Arquid is still recovering. Time continues to pass. My fingers tighten around the knife as my eyes fixate on the video feed of the lobby bathed in flame. Arquid's eyes are closed. Looking at her now reminds me of how beautiful, no, how powerful she looked in the moonlight. It's been more than half a day since the fight in the alley. Surely she'd regained a bit of her power by now. It's hot. It's like I'm standing inches from the massive bonfire cooking and smoldering as the air in front of me distorts from the heat. It's getting hard to breathe. I figured that it'd be safe as long as I stayed inside the room, but my head is feeling light. At this rate, I'm going to pass out. Should I go out there knowing it's dangerous? I still have time. Just as I start to reevaluate my decision, the light goes out. The mysteriously high temperature suddenly drops again. At the same time I hear it, the unending flurry of knocks against the door. Chiki, are you ready? Arquid's words are the only thing to break through the darkness. I swallow as I listen to the pounding. Ready? Ready for... There's no time for me to finish my question. Staying in this room was a mistake, and I guess asking something like that was a mistake too. Hearing the splintering of wood, I whip around to face the door. Ah! It was just a split-second decision, but I distanced myself from the door in the hopes it'd be safer. Little did I know what would happen next. Two dogs that broke down the door burst into the room. Puppy! Arquid slashes at them with their claws, and the second she does, the room is flooded with fire, hot flames washing over every corner until it's filled with the brim. Ah, ah, ah! Unless we're dealing with incredible temperatures, a human won't die instantly when exposed to fire, but these flames hit like a blunt weapon, powerful enough to turn the body to ashes in a single blow. Reminds me of a flamethrower. A flamethrower might look like it's launching flames at you, but in reality, it merely douses the target with fuel, igniting it a microsecond later. This fire is pretty similar. The blaze strikes across the room like a whip, reducing everything it touches to cinders in an instant. What chance does a human body have against something that can melt its way through the wall or table? If there's one small mercy at the center of this inferno, it's that the fire lashed straight through my waist and immediately incinerated everything above it, sparing me slow agony of burning alive. I got a bad end. I got the bad end! No. I don't want any hints! Fuck! Well, guess we're doing that again tomorrow. Or next Sunday. We'll have 3 weeks without Neptunia. Sorry, all Neptunia fans. I got dance rehearsal with the dance ministry, camp, theater camp for the theater ministry,
And then I'm finally back, as far as I know.
So we'll just be doing Tsukihime for the next 2 weeks, and it's Father's Day. No. Tsukihime next week, then it's Father's Day. Is it Father's Day? We will be there until... We'll be doing just Tsukihime until Father's Day. And then we'll be back. So, I hope to see everybody soon. We will try to beat this again next time.